Wow. Are we ready? Are we ready for this? Let's do it. How's it going? Welcome to Order 42. I'm Rob, and I'm awfully yellow today. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why. I wonder if I put up something... If I put up something white. Let's see. Nope. Didn't change anything. What's going on? Sorry. Yeah. It's a thing. But welcome, everybody. Good to see everybody here. I mean, gosh, there's so many people here. Gosh, we got, of course, we got Nightbot. I mean, Nightbot does the work. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? But we got Calum. We got Oscar. We got That Crazy Greek. We got Ricky. Carbonite. I mean, John is here. I mean, there's just, it's weird. A lot of people here. So good to see you. Good to see you. I'm just gonna start off by asking you how your week was, because mine, not great. Just not great. And you might be saying, who cares? And you might be right. But here's the thing. I deal with Crohn's. And Crohn's sometimes rears its ugly head, and it sucks. And so yeah, nothing to worry about, nothing to concern anybody about. It basically feels like someone turned the volume down, you know, on my energy and body in general. I'm just kind of like, ugh. But it's okay. Everything's okay. But it's good to see you guys. And I hope everybody's doing okay. Yeah, I mean, it's just been it's yeah. And it's weird. Crohn's doesn't typically affect me in a way other than that, where I just feel a little run down, you know? And I mean, like, I couldn't sleep last night. For no reason, like, at all. Like, there's no reason why I should have felt like that and why I shouldn't be able to sleep. But yeah, that's what happened. I was up till 5 something. Anybody here for Cotton Eye Joe, Cosma, Octavius? No. No more music, apparently, because yeah, for those of you who weren't aware, the entire stream last week got claimed by, what is it, Rednecks, I think is the name of the group, the Cotton Eye Joe song. 9 seconds of audio. And they said, you can use it, but then the rest of it's not eligible for monetization. What the heck, man? So yeah, I went in there and muted it. So if you watch the replay, you won't be able to hear Cotton Eye Joe anymore. You haven't been to Cotton Eye. It wasn't even that long, man. What's going on? Anyway. Watched a lot of cool things and watched some trash. Sounds like me. Yeah. Wasn't bad. Played Vampire Masquerade Swanson and a bit of Elden Ring. Got my annual heart doctor's appointment this week, ready to get it over with. Calum, good luck, man. Good luck. Good luck. You're out of here? You were here for the music? Oh, well, Oscar. Sorry. Sorry about the lack of music. If it's as long as it's you know, YouTube friendly, I guess. It's just a weird thing. Rob is known for his music. Am I? I mean, I did write that. I mean, the song that you hear at the beginning, you know, the weight sound. That's me. That's my music. That's one song of many electronic songs that I did. But had your heart broken last night. Stupid Rob Zombie. Oh yeah. I saw that in Discord. You were not happy. You were not a happy camper. Yeah, that's pretty good. Honestly, LOL, didn't even know that. Yeah, I mean, look, you name it, I've tried it. I regret saying that immediately. But no, I have, I'm writing now. I used to, I was the lead singer of a band. And then when the band sort of disbanded, I started making music by myself, like Trent Reznor, because I'm like a Trent Reznor fan. And then yeah, was on an independent record label and never got a single released before the label got shut down. I mean, I worked with the label. And then I did a podcast. In fact, I've done 2 podcasts. Like I had the Switched On podcast back in the mid 2000s, back before anybody was podcasting. And then yeah, I did Sin and the Clones, which again, I mean, let's just throw it in there. Bucho's not here, but I'm sure he won't mind. If you want to listen to a podcast where me and a guy from New Zealand, Bucho, goes through each and every episode of the Clone Wars, this is your podcast. And we really had a lot of fun. Bucho basically ran the thing. It was his baby. And I was merely there to say words. He did all the work. And it was good. It was good. I got the Angry Video Game Nerd theme song in the head for a few days now. Good song. Hey, thank you. Thank you. In fact, that might be something that we do at some point is we did it over on Twitch back in the day. But yeah, I think it'd be fun to go through the songs again and just kind of like, hey, this was the first song I wrote, and then here's the next one, and it might be fun. I mean, it's some point. I'm telling you, Star Trek Prodigy is really good. If you get time, maybe give it a shot sometime. It's only 10 episodes. Okay. I mean, okay. Rob's music making days were back in the Blockbuster days. You had a badass keyboard, man. You still have it? I do. And it's sitting right there, out of frame. And it doesn't work. It is, I mean, it was 20 years old. It was a Roland, I think it's Roland, right? I always say Roland. XP50, which at the time was a very, very like sought after keyboard. And you could do all of your writing on there. It had a sequencer, 16 track sequencer. Mine was, you can get them in different sizes. I had the mid-range. I don't remember how many keys it is, but yeah, it was fun. But it was all done on the keyboard. And then I never really moved to the computer. Just never did. Never had a reason to. Rob Reznor. Yeah. Wasn't that good. But yeah, yeah, it was good for a while. Man, I can feel a headache coming on. Thanks, Crones. No keytarring on the show. I don't have a keytar, number 1. Number 2, I'm not that good. I'm a good, I would consider myself to be a good arranger of music. I'm not really good at, and I can write a song, but playing it live, no way. I would not be good. Rob's new band will be Order 42. No. Smoke some weed? Okay. Wish I had some. I'm just saying. Nice to hear some fellow Star Trek fans out there. Got my 13-year-old son hooked on Prodigy. I think it's a great theme for kids and prime them up for Meteor Star Trek. Meteor, as in MEATIER, not METEOR. Good job, voice to text. Did you know that? Ask and you shall receive. Village Bobcat. Welcome. What? Ask and I shall receive what? I'm not. Is that a sun coming out from the clouds? If so, I like the symbolism. Maybe I'll feel better. Prodigy is basically the Clone Wars of Star Trek. Interesting. Interesting. I need to pull up my plan. I don't even have my plan up here. Okay, there we go. That'll work right there. Maybe. Hopefully. Maybe right here. Yeah. So, yeah, I wanted to bring your attention to something before we get into all of the news. There's not, I'll be honest with you, there's not a whole lot of news. You're going to live stream with Leon in a few weeks? I mean, I would love to. It depends on what he's got going on. I'm sure we'll be hanging out a lot. I would love to. I think we had a lot of fun last time. In fact, that is on the channel, and it's cut into two parts. There's a part with just me and Leon, and then one with me, Leon, and then Jay chimes in too. So that was a really fun live show. I'd love that. I think it'd be great. In fact, the thing is, I love having people on the show. Seriously, love doing the chat, the just chatting, it's fun. The problem is getting people to cement that time. And that's where it gets tough, especially with those game chasers. Just kidding. But you know what I mean? It's like, it's tough to, it's just tough. A lot of times it's like, yeah, I'm ready right now. Okay, well, I'm not ready right now. We're waiting till 7. And then it's like, oh, well, I got things to do and we'll figure it out and all that. You know what I mean? It just happens. Welcome, Magnus. Good to see. Ooh, I had to drive an hour and a half to see the Avatar remake in IMAX. It was worth every mile and penny. I'll tell you this. I really want to see it, because what I'm interested in is it's not just the movie back in theaters for 3D. It's in 4K, so it's going to be a higher quality picture. Plus, in certain scenes, the frame rate is turned up to 48 frames per second. Now, I don't know if you guys watched The Hobbit when they first released. I think it was the first, what was it? An Unexpected Journey, right? Is that the name of the first one? Anyway, the first of the 3 Hobbit movies. I saw it in 3D with the 48 frames per second, they call it high frame rate. And I did not like it. It wasn't that it was, it kind of had that soap opera effect, and I don't like that. But apparently what they did with this, and Magnus, feel free, man, let us know how it went. They did it in a way that you don't get that effect. I'm not sure how that, I don't know if it's like a variable frame rate, if it's like a higher frame rate when there's a lot of movement. I don't know. But that's something that I was really, really interested in seeing that. And I also heard that they show some actual Avatar, the something of water, it's not Shape of Water, Way of Water, whatever it is, the second one that's coming out in December. They showed a clip of that, and I'm actually interested in that. So yeah, the Green Xeno, welcome, is the last Airbender. Why can't I talk? Re-released. I don't think so. I mean, I don't know, but there was a lot of casting for the live action. I'm guessing the Netflix series, right? Way of Water. Gotcha. Let me see. You around Dallas Fort Worth area? I am going to Retropalooza and looking for a badass Philly cheesesteak to try. Recommendation. I think Fred's. Let me see. Hold on a second. Let me just see if he responds. But I think Fred's is supposed to be really good. There's a place, man, I don't remember the name of it now. It's in sort of the mid cities, sort of like right between Dallas and Fort Worth, which there's a lot of little tiny little cities in there. There didn't mean to change the subject, but I'm fat. Oscar, no problem, man. That's what the show is about, man. We're just hanging out. There's no real structure. If there was Fred's Downtown Philly, that's what the man Jay said. And Jay is in fact, you could probably go watch a review of it on his channel. In fact, will this come up? Nightbot, you got that? There we go. Yeah, I mean, you can go to Jay's channel and look at, I think you can see his review of Fred's. So yeah. Got to experience Poltergeist on the big screen this past weekend. It was awesome to hear the film score over those speakers. Man, I love Poltergeist. It's one of the first horror movies I ever saw. If you consider it a horror, I mean, I guess you would consider it a horror movie. But man, what a good movie. And of course, the kid's name. What's the kid's name? Robbie. Yeah, that's right. So I was afraid of clowns. Still not a fan of clowns, to be honest with you. This needs to come over a little bit. There we go. That's a little better. Faced at my mouth. Yeah. Good stuff. I would definitely like to see it. And I'm so mad that I found out about the screening of Labyrinth because our local Cinemark does that, where they'll pick a movie and they'll show like an old movie or whatever. We found out about Labyrinth too late, like 2 days late. I was like, man, that sucks, because that is the movie that, in fact, I think it's the first movie my wife and I watched together. And I think I own it. I own it on like every format. I don't think I own it in 4K yet, but I do have the DVD, I do have the DVD. I have the Blu-ray, and I think I have it digitally too. And I had the VHS. So yeah. Want to see it, but the IMAX theater here isn't very safe. A bunch of cars got broken into last time I went to the IMAX. Yeah, I mean, I can totally see that. I don't even know where the nearest one to me is. It's probably in Dallas, which means about a 45 minute trip. It's just the way it is. And yeah, don't use DoorDash ever. I mean, look, while we're talking about things we don't like, DoorDash and Uber Eats have both screwed me over so bad that I don't order from them anymore, ever. Like if I want something, if my wife wants something, whatever, if we're like, hey, let's go get this, or let's get this, let's order this and have it delivered, I'm like, no, I'll go get it. So the only places that deliver to us are pizza places and Chinese food places. That's it. Everything else, I'll go get it myself. If it's worth going to get, I'll go get it. If it's not, nope, not having delivered. I'm sorry. DoorDash screwed me over way too many times. And I hate the idea that when something goes wrong, they don't ever, and I'm not saying that I need something for free every time something goes wrong, okay? But when it's happened multiple times and they've never once offered anything, it kind of makes me go, okay, you obviously don't understand what it's like to be a customer. And when you're continually screwed over and you never get anything more than, oh, sorry, here's your money back. Okay, well, here's the problem. I'm still without food. Lighten the blow a little bit, you know what I mean? But anyway. The movie flowed well in some places, then suddenly stopped. It was kind of jarring. I didn't wait for the end credits to see the Avatar 2 clip. Oh, man. I was hoping that you'd be like, yeah, this is what happened. And look, this is what happens. I'm already behind. Wraith is here. Bob is here. Welcome. That's my dad, everybody. My dad. BPO 59. Wait, isn't that Ricky Star Fox? I'm confused. I mean, I'm all for it, but anyway. There's a live action show coming for Avatar. Yes. And the casting does look good. I didn't actually bring that up today because I thought it was, I don't know, was that new news? I thought that was old news. I don't know. Got to spend about an hour with the wife. Don't anybody talk about anything until I come back. Well, John, I can't really say that we won't be talking about anything. The best cheesesteaks I ever ate are the ones I make. I only eat out a few times a year. That's something, Magnus, that I need to strive to get back to doing that. We've been eating out a lot. And we've been eating really good, you know. I've actually gained like 4 pounds in the last 2 months. And for me, that's not good. I should not be eating that much for me to actually start gaining weight. You know what I mean? Us fat guys have to stick together. Well, you know, let me show you something. Let me see if I can pull this up. Okay, those are all my come on. A bunch of movie posters in here. Give me a second. Hold on. Dude, where is that picture? I don't know if it's in here. My dad actually sent me a picture of... Oh, there it is. That's me and my dad. But yeah, I weighed about 200 and... I don't know how much I weigh there. Probably like 230, 235. But yeah. That's me. I was a big boy. I was a big boy. Now I weigh about 192, which is still way too much for me. For somebody who doesn't have intestines or large intestine. Anyway, let's not talk about that. That's Labyrinth was boring and I turned it off halfway through. Magnus. No Laserdisc Village Bobcat, no. Still holds up pretty well. The talking hands are very creepy. Look, Labyrinth, I can understand, especially somebody watching it now may not understand or get it, but when that came out, I was 10. And I love that movie. I've always loved that movie. So yeah. Gosh, I'm so far behind. Labyrinth is so great. Some pizza places use DoorDash. Yeah, not any around here. Well, actually, there probably are some around here that use it. Some of the smaller places, mom and pop type places. But yeah, I don't trust a delivery person who is not employed by the restaurant I am ordering from. And Wraith, I think I said hi. If not, hi, Wraith. Welcome. I only eat when I'm hungry, so I don't buy groceries. I only eat out. Yeah. Don't fight the weight gain. Yeah, I have to. I have to. With my situation, with my 7 surgeries and all that stuff, I have to basically, I'm pretty sure that the flare up that I've been going through might be self-inflicted. It might be my fault. So, went downstairs to hang out with Amber and caught her watching Fate the Wink Saga. We were both embarrassed. I'm not sure what that is. Wholesome. The eyes are the same. Well, that's, because, yeah. You look like the typical fat American. Thank you, Magnus. Magnus, I gotta say, you got away with words. I mean, seriously. But let me see. Can I pull that up again? Oh yeah. That's me. That's a long time ago. When was that? 2007. But at my heaviest, I was 250, and I should be, well, at that time I should be like 170. Now I should probably be at like 160, 165. You saw the new thumbnails? There's no new thumbnails in there. There's movie posters. That's what that's surrounded by. But, 291, told I carry it well. Well, Oscar, I mean, come on. Look, I'm not here to shame anybody, but for me, I knew that I had to lose some weight. So I lost the weight and then went into the hospital because of other issues. But yeah, I have to keep the weight down or I'm miserable. Miserable. Like, I mean, imagine if it's one of the things that my wife has told me many times. She says, I'm a little jealous at the fact that if something is not, like if something, like when you eat something and you know that it's bad for you and you just kind of eat it and you get on with your day for the most part. Me, when I eat something that I'm not supposed to, I know almost immediately because it makes me feel like crap. Imagine that feeling. It's just a weird thing. It's just, it's thing. Working on losing weight at 247, started working out when I got off work now though. I mean, look, here's the thing. I think everyone, I can't really say, or, whatever, but it's kind of like, man, you just feel better. And especially when you start eating better, your body, it's almost like your body finds a different gear and you start feeling different and then you don't crave the stuff anymore. But then the crazy thing is I was eating really super healthy, went to the hospital, got out of the hospital, finally, survived and all that. And they said, well, what you have to eat now is you kind of need to eat fast food. You kind of need to eat high protein, high fat, basically high octane crap because you're not getting the nutrients that you should because you don't have a large intestine anymore. So you've got to eat high octane stuff, high fat, high protein. Okay, so I got in shape, went to the hospital, and now I have to eat like crap again. It's such a weird thing, but look, I miss it. I miss it. And yeah, Jennifer Connelly. I've had a crush on her for what, 30 something years. And she's still a good looking woman. She's been good looking ever since. I mean, like I said, I was 10 when that movie came out. Say what you will about Labyrinth and how it has stood the test of time, but Labyrinth and the Dark Crystal were amazing for their time and still are masterfully crafted and made. I don't disagree. Yeah. Don't disagree at all. Ninjinzu Games, welcome. Good to see you, sir. Or ma'am, I'm not sure. I shouldn't assume, right? I shouldn't assume. Got a YouTube question for you, Rob. Should I separate my cartoon talks from your live action talk videos by putting them in separate playlists? I mean, that's really up to you, but I would say yes. If you've got something that, okay, this is all this kind of thing, and this is all this kind of thing, you should make playlists for them. Because someone might see that playlist and go, okay, I like that video that I just watched. Let's watch all the ones that are the same thing. So for me, like I've got my Ridley Scott review-a-thon. I've got my regular reviews. I've got fan edit reviews. But then now I'm like, I should probably make an Indian film review playlist of all the movies that I've reviewed that are Indian films. So yeah, I say absolutely. It's really more about keeping yourself organized. But look, the thing is, I mean, the videos that I choose to do for the most part, I mean, there are videos that don't fit into any of those. So it's kind of like, I don't want to ever be considered to be like, oh, he's the fan edit guy, or he's this guy. I'm like, I'm a movie guy, but I'm also a comic book guy, and I'm also a book guy, a Tolkien guy, Star Wars guy. I don't want to be which is probably detriment to my growth. You know, if I narrowed my focus, I could probably do better, but that's not what I want to do. So it's really more about what you want and where you're going. Does that make sense? It's probably way too much information. I don't even look overweight according to the internet. I should be 110. I didn't even weigh that in high school when I was super lean in gymnastics, swimming, and soccer. I only eat rice, meat, and potatoes, and I cook all my food in pig lard. Vegetable oil is the #1 cause of heart disease. I want that, doctor. Your pick froze. My pick froze? What pick? Everything looks okay. I appreciate the advice. I've been thinking about how to do it recently. Well, I mean, it's such a weird thing, man. Like, again, this Order 42 has gone so far beyond what originally I was intending for it to be. It's so much bigger. And bigger is, I'm talking about in scope, not in, I don't know. So it's such a weird thing. And YouTube is very finicky about that kind of stuff. And I probably will never understand why some videos do really well and some videos don't. Like, for example, my Rings of Power video from Friday, 10 of 10, meaning it was the worst performing video of the last 10 videos that I'd done. And I was like, okay, well, I'm still going to do it because I'm interested in Rings of Power, but it kind of sucks that apparently my subscribers don't care. But then on Saturday, it went, I mean, it blew up. And now it's sitting at 1,500 views, which is like, I don't know, 1,400 more than my videos usually get. Like, maybe I think I get it around between like 60, 80, somewhere around there. Yeah, 1,500 views. Why? I have no clue. I have no clue why it blew up. But it only blew up on Saturday. It was such a strange thing. Who is the better director, James Cameron or Stanley Kubrick? I mean, see, what do you judge that by? Do you judge it by Academy Awards? Do you judge it by the enjoyment of the films? I think Stanley Kubrick has made more movies in different genres than James Cameron, but James Cameron has made almost exclusively these kind of movies, action movies, almost exclusively. There's Titanic and stuff like that, but for the most part, it's in this very, very small little window, but they're all really, really good. So how do you judge that? It's such a hard thing. It's such a hard thing. I can't think of who I would pick. Because I love some Stanley Kubrick movies, but I've loved almost every James Cameron movie. But I also have to believe that of the two, Stanley Kubrick has taken a lot more chances. I don't know. It's a weird thing. Good question, though. Interesting question. I eat pizza, ramen, chicken, and burgers, the usual. I'm not fat shaming. Oh, Wraith. Yeah, just I mean, everything from what I can see says it's all good. Excellent connection. Yeah. If you had to have sex with an orc in order to get to Middle Earth, would you do it? Okay, now that's a question that I don't think I only if she's shaved. Man, that's a crazy one. That's a crazy question right there, Magnus. I don't think I would do well in Middle Earth. So probably not. Now, if you said, would you have sex with a Jawa to get to the Star Wars universe? I'd probably say yes. I mean, who knows what's under that robe anyway? Either way, it's gonna be weird. Chrome is acting all wonky. You know what's weird? Chrome, on Mac, Chrome is a hog, man. A hog. It kills my processor and all that kind of stuff. I don't know why. Everybody says, "Oh, well, I like Chrome better than blah 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 or whatever," and I'm like, dude, I use Safari almost exclusively. Just works better for me. Hog, yes, hog. Is there a? There is. Bam. I put pig in there, but Microsoft Edge is your favorite one? Yeah, I don't use PC. Yeah, Clerks 3. I have been considering doing that. I mean, it's only like one screening at 7 p.m. and that's the problem is 7 p.m. is hard to get away with all, with I mean, my YouTube stuff, but also, that my wife is off for work at that point and it just doesn't make sense. It's not the kind of movie that she likes, so it's hard to get out to see it, but I really want to see it. I wouldn't even have to visit Middle Earth. I'd still do the orc. Caleb, I mean, all right. Much better than 2. Better than I expected. Okay. I didn't want to put you on the spot there to rank them, but that's good because Clerks 2 is pretty good. Clerks 2 has some fun stuff in that. But I want to bring this up for anybody who didn't already know this. Of course, Retropalooza is coming to Dallas Fort Worth, the Arlington Convention Center in Arlington, Texas, October 22nd and 23rd. Very, very excited for this. We've got Leon, of course, will be here. Dave will be here that weekend. And recently announced Andre Gower and Ryan Lambert from the Monster Squad are going to be there. And that's freaking awesome. I'm really excited to meet those guys. So, yes. Yes. I'm very, very excited. And I mean, there's a ton of people. There's a ton of people coming. Star Fox is going to be there. Wraith is going to be there. Oscar's going to be there. It is going to be so much fun. You don't know any of those people. Well, Magnus, I mean, fair enough. But as you know, Dave, it was in the movie. We became friends at the time, during filming. And of course, we're, working on that. So yeah, exciting stuff. Exciting stuff. One day you'd love to go. You should. Wonder if Jay can get Jennifer Connelly one day. I mean, Jennifer Connelly's a little, look, I'm not trying to say that Andre Gower and Ryan Lambert are, well, let's just be honest. They're a little lower profile than Jennifer Connelly is. She's an A-list star. That's a little tougher to get her. More reachable. That's definitely a thing. Did I ever meet any real celebrities or film directors? Let me see. I met Dave Filoni. Shook his hand. I met I'm going blank on the name. What was her name in Blade Runner? The lady that ran through the window in Blade Runner, or Bob Hoskins' girlfriend in Who Framed Roger Rabbit. She was the mom of somebody, the cheerleader maybe in Heroes. Daryl Hannah? No, not Daryl Hannah. It's driving me nuts. Really cool lady, and I was a complete ass to her, and I feel terrible about it. Sounds like a bunch of C-listers. I mean, I met Dame Drops. That's about it, but he's awesome. Jessica Rabbit. No. Met the original 6 Power Rangers. See, here's the thing. I don't know, man. I don't think of him that way. I mean, Keith Coogan, of course, um, who was growing up. That was amazing. Trying to think of who else I've met. I've met other people. Ben Burt, um, did basically all the sound effects for all the Star Wars movies and Indiana Jones. And in fact, he's probably the one that I think back and I go, that was a good experience. Meeting him and getting to talk with him and pick his brain a little bit and actually ask a question that made him go, hey, that was oh, this is interesting. This isn't just a guy. It was cool. But I don't seek them out either. Met Herschel Walker, running back for the Cowboys and a couple of other teams. I met him, checked him out at Blockbuster. That was kind of interesting. So, I don't know. But again, I'm never like, I saw the singer from Fear Factory at the grocery store, then I saw him again moving a couch into a house. Right? Todd Habercombe, he was in Arya, the Scarlet Ammo, and a ton of other anime. What did he rent? Oh man. I think it was a horror movie. This was probably 2002? 2000. It had to have been like 2002, 2003. Jason David Frank was your karate sensei? Wow. When I see celebs or sports stars in public, I leave them alone. I'd want my privacy also. And that's kind of how I was. Oh, I met Tony Dorsett too. I met him at Dave & Buster's, which is weird, in Dallas. But the thing is I don't seek them out. And they're just people, you know? They really are just people. Did anyone ever recognize you in public? Me? I mean, other than at Retropalooza, people will come up and say, "Hey, Rob," and I'm like, "That's weird." But now it's different. I've been in a few different Game Chasers videos, and now I'm in the movie, and you know what I mean. So I'm assuming that more people will recognize me now, but on the street, no, never. I was with Wood when he got recognized at Starbucks. That was interesting. And it was like, wow, that's an interesting thing. So, met Diamond Dallas Page once, very tall but nice guy. I've never met any wrestlers, would like to though. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just not. Oh, I guess if we're talking MMA, I met almost. In fact, I almost ran into. God, I just went into it. It was at. Why am I going? Man, my brain. 170 pounds, welterweight champion from the area. I can't remember. Wood's channel blew up tremendously. I know. Really was kind of interesting because he was getting pretty big when I first met him. Spoke with Daniel Logan 8 years after Attack of the Clones. I met Daniel Logan too. Oh, Lou Ferrigno. I met Lou Ferrigno. Good on him though. He puts a lot of work into his videos. Wood is beat 'em ups. He's a YouTuber, but he focuses on, well, he's a gamer, but he focuses on Switch. And now he's got a Twitch stream that's doing crazy well. He's doing really, really well. And then he moved to somewhere in Pennsylvania, I think. So I wonder if Wood gets subscribers because he does good content or because he's a good looking guy. No homo. The weird thing about Wood is, in fact, that Japanese copy of Ocarina of Time, Wood gave that to me. First time I met him. He's a good dude. He's just a good guy. And I don't think there are any pictures of he and I together because I didn't want to be that guy. I didn't want to, hey, can you take a picture with me? I don't like doing that. But I've taken pictures of Wood In fact, okay, get to the end. Get to the end. Get to the end. Where is it? It's right around here. Okay, that's... Went too far. Went too far. Oh, no, there is a picture of me and Wood together. My wife took it. So she could be the creepy one. When was that, though? Jeez. But there's me taking a picture of him filming Billy coming out of the store for the movie, which it's not even playing. Why isn't it playing? Yeah, I don't know why this is not playing. But anyway, yeah, I mean, yeah. I'd love to meet Bobby Lashley, MVP, AJ Styles, Undertaker, or Austin Aries. I don't know any of these people. I mean, I know Bobby Lashley because he was in MMA for a while. Met John Cena before his WWE days. And Bautista. Really? Yeah, Dave Bautista has really come a long way. Not going to lie, I'm going to take pictures with all you guys at Retropalooza. Oscar, I would love to. It's such a weird thing. It's like, for me, I mean, I have no idea what you guys think of, what you guys really think of me or Billy or Jay or any of those guys. But the thing is, I get excited because I'm getting to put faces to the names that I see in people's chats. So either mine or Billy's or Jay's or anybody else's. I get to meet these people. It's awesome. So yeah, I love it. So don't just come on up, man. I'm just a dude, you know, and I'm sure, you know, I'll be in the background like this much of my face, you know, which is fine. And so many times people come up, I'm sitting there talking to Billy and someone will say, hey, can I take a picture? And I'll just sit there because I know they're not talking to me. They talk to Billy. And a lot of times I'll take the picture for them. So it's just the way it is. And I'm cool with that. I don't need to be like the super whatever. 20 years ago, I would have been upset if people didn't recognize me in that situation. Now I'm like, hey, you do the thing. He looks like a wimpy version of Alpha Omega Sin. Only picture I have with someone are with Joe and Dave from GameSack when my brother drew the art for them and the art for the Blu-rays. Yeah, man. I haven't met Dave, but I did meet Joe, of course. You know, he was in the movie. In fact, there's a really funny video that ends up being on. It ended up being in one of the what do you call it? Like the making of little videos that Billy put out. I was in that one with him, and it was kind of a funny, stupid video. But yeah, Joe's a lot quieter than you would expect. But whatever happened to Alpha Omega Sin, he's still doing his thing. He just they demonetized all his videos because of swearing, so he gave up in frustration. I don't know if he's completely. He's back now. He's back. You guys are not. You guys are nice. I'd video chat with anyone on Discord. Well, I've actually been thinking. Now, again, I don't know when this is going to be, but what I would like to do is maybe once a month, once or twice a month, something like that. Maybe on some day that, you know, we can all try to figure it out. But it'd be cool if we could all get into a video chat, like in Discord, or just, you know, and I'll send it an invite to the Discord and everybody joins on Zoom or something like that, where we can all just sit and chat, because this is fun. I love just talking, but I'd also like to be able to sit back and listen to you guys. You know what I mean? So that would be great. I think that'd be awesome. I've been thinking about that for, probably a month now. It's like, okay, how do I do this? I think it'd be cool. Last video I made was a month ago. I don't call that back. Well, I mean, he's done a couple, I think. And I know he's still on Twitter. He still gets like lots of likes and stuff on Twitter and stuff. But yeah. So we're about 8 o'clock, almost 8 o'clock. Let's get into some of the, just some of the things, right? Some of the things from the week or whatever. I wanted to let you know that I finished the Book of Lost Tales Part 2. I'm waiting for applause. Go ahead. Or I'm holding for the applause. Go ahead. I mean, feel free. Feel free. I will say this about any of these, which I consider to be the history of Middle Earth, right? So 12 volumes, okay? I'll say this. You got to be a fan to read these. These are not easy reads. It is like a history book, and each element of the story is broken down in minute detail. Minute. Like to the point where you're like, okay, can at least for me, I'm kind of like, just hey, can we get on with it? Wraith, good to hear. Glad to hear it. Now, I will say, I'm glad I read it. I might never read that again. It's a tough read. The first one was just as tough. I read it in about 3 weeks. And I'm talking about hours a night reading it. It's dense, man. It's really dense. I'm going to be really interested to see what the next one is, which is, that one, this blue one. The Lays of Beleriand, which are the same stories that I already know in poetry form. Why can't I give a Conan the Barbarian book a chance? Well, I'll say this. I've never been a big fan of Conan the Barbarian. I've never been a big fan of that style of writing, or not writing, that genre. The sword and sandal thing. It's just not my thing. So, yeah. They have books. I thought it was just comics. I mean, I'm sure, hey, I don't know. I'm completely devoid of knowledge when it comes to Conan, because it just doesn't interest me. It's why I've never seen those movies. I've seen bits and pieces. And it's just not a genre that interests me. So, but yeah. So getting through the history is going to be a challenge. But because I'm a nerd, it's going to be good. Especially when we get to these white ones, which are all about the Lord of the Rings. Knowing the minute details of, okay, why did he change this to this? What was going on here? And, Robert E. Howard wrote Conan back in the 1930s before Tolkien and Dungeons and Dragons. Yes. Yes, that's true. That's absolutely true. But it's not my thing. Just not my thing. Excuse me. So, next on the docket is A Crown of Swords, Book 7 of the Wheel of Time. I've only been reading this for 3 days, and I'm already like 20% in. I'm actually liking it. They said that they have said that there's 15 books in the series. 7, 8, 9, and 10 are they call the slog, the slow part of the story. So far, I'm digging it. So the slog may not affect me at all. And it's probably better because I'm also I'm also listening to the audiobook as I'm reading. So, yeah. So there you go. A Crown of Swords, Wheel of Time. Exciting stuff. I watched a very interesting video about how Christopher Lee met Tolkien. Really neat. Also, I started reading The Hobbit finally. LOL, took me a bit to get to it. Yeah. Yeah. The Christopher Lee apparently wrote or read The Lord of the Rings once a year for many, many years. He was a I mean, talk about a fanatic. I mean, that guy was really into Tolkien. I heard that, I tried it, and I couldn't do it. But I'm much more into Tolkien now than I ever was. And my thing now is I'm interested in reading new things. You know what I mean? Newer things I've never read. So, yeah, Christopher Lee was an amazing, amazing guy. And he did the audiobook for the Children of Hurin, and I highly recommend that. And he's really, really good. And it's the only one of the great tales. So it's down there. It's Children of Hurin, Baron and Luthien, and the Fall of Gondolin. It's the only one that actually has, like, I mean, it's still not perfect, but at least it's the main story. You're getting every bit of the story. And man, what a gut punch that was. So, 15 books I would rather teach myself computer programming. Okay. Not me. I hate computer programming. There are things that that I have done or I have tried that I said nope, and computer programming is one of them. The other one is website design. Can't stand it. Hate it. It was fun back in the old days when you had to do pretty much everything by hand. You know what I mean? You had to just write the code out. That's when it was fun. Now that you've got all this other stuff in JavaScript and I mean, well, Flash is not really a thing anymore, but all of that stuff, that's when I said, okay, no. What is it? The CSS, the style sheets, and done. I'm out. Tapping. I'm done. It's just not my thing. And really, when you're doing anything creative for money, whether it's website design, graphic design, any of that stuff, this is just my perspective. Everybody's different. I couldn't get over the fact that I didn't have control over the final product. It irritated me because usually what would happen is say, okay, we need some art for blah, blah, blah. So you work on a couple of different designs and you go, man, I really like these. And what would eventually happen is I'd start working on them and I'd fall in love with those designs. And then I'd say, crap, I need 5 different designs to give them. So I would whip up 3 other designs. And that's one of those is what would inevitably get picked. Not the one that I'd actually worked hard on, but the one that I whipped together in minutes just to meet a quota basically. And it just got so frustrating that I'm like, this is just not for me. It's not for me. Christopher Lee. Oh, couldn't get into this. You talking about Wheel of Time? That crazy Greek? Christopher Lee was a metalhead and is in a lot of music. He was also in the special forces in World War II. Dude saw a lot in his lifetime. He corrected Peter Jackson on the death sound. Yeah, man. Yes, Wheel of Time. Hey, I mean, look, I get it. There's people that really like fantasy and people don't. I'm really loving it. It's not quite as good as Gentleman Bastards is for me, but it's still really good. And it's one of those where I feel like I need to read it. So I'm going to read it. I thought Peter Jackson doing the steak thing to Christopher Lee was hilarious, and so was his response. Yeah, there's some really fun stuff in there. In all those the special features for those movies. So, I mean, do we want to talk about this? This whole Deadpool, Hugh Jackman, Wolverine thing? I mean, are you guys excited about this? Um, I was actually thinking, wow, this is going to be a really, like my show tonight was going to be like, wait, we're just hang out and talk. Because there's not a whole lot that I have to show off or whatever. But I got to say, after seeing that video, it kind of got me pumped. It kind of got me pretty interested. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, just go to Twitter. You can see the video where Ryan Reynolds is sitting on a couch and he basically explains, what's going on with Deadpool. And but yeah, it's cool, man. It's really cool. I actually really liked that part of, what was it that was called, X-Men Origins Wolverine. I actually liked their chemistry and all that, and of course their back and forths on Twitter and stuff like that. They're constantly like making fun of each other, and it's really, really well done. So yeah, I gotta say, I'm interested to see what happens here. So yeah, the Wolverine where he goes to Japan was great. Yes, it was great all the way up until like the last 30 minutes, and then it got silly. But I did like that movie a lot. In fact, that's Mangold, right? That's James Mangold, who did Ford v Ferrari and is doing he's doing Indiana Jones 5. So yeah, that dude's talented. I like that guy. But then, did you guys see this too? Where John Krasinski retweeted it and said, "Wait, is this our movie?" So this is what the video looks like. I'm not going to play it because I don't want to get claimed again. But yeah, yeah. So yeah, Hugh Jackman walks by brushing his teeth. "Hey Hugh, do you want to play Wolverine one more time?" And he says, "Yeah, sure, Ryan." And then coming Hune, cheesy, and then yeah. So there you go. And it comes out September 6th, 2024. I'm excited. I'm excited for this. I liked Deadpool 1. Deadpool 2 was fun, but I really don't remember it and don't have any desire to watch it again. I would watch it again, but it's not like, it's one of those movies where it's like, yeah, I'll probably watch that again at some point when there's nothing else to watch. But I got a lot to watch, okay? So yeah, I'm interested. I'm interested, and of course there's a lot of questions that come out of this, right? Let's see, wait. Wolverine, I like X-Men Origins Wolverine. Of course I did. I love bad movies, apparently. Caleb, it's okay. There's things that are great about that movie, and some things that aren't. Making a new Blade movie, I just hope it's not as terrible as Blade 3. I mean, that is obvious. Yeah, absolutely. And Blade 3 had its moments too, but it was pretty bad. Deadpool movies are kind of hard rewatches. 16-bit Pete, what's going on? How's it going, sir? He will also be at Retropalooza October 22nd, 23rd. Deadpool 2 is worth it again. I just wish they did more with the X-Force mutants. Yeah, what's going to happen there? What is going to happen there? Am I the only person who didn't like the Deadpool movies? Ryan Reynolds did a good job of being annoying, I guess. See, I feel like Deadpool 2 came out at that point where it felt like Ryan Reynolds was hitting that point where it's like, okay, is he just going to be the same character in every movie he's in? Because it's starting to get a little tired. So I totally get what you're saying. Totally get it. You love Showgirls Unrated. The whole world except me hates it. That movie's pretty bad. There you go. Wraith said it too. Plays himself in every movie. And it got to that point. He's just Van Wilder with a red costume on. I still love Van Wilder though. That was a good movie. I think the Deadpool movies are fun, not the best, but still a fun time, especially compared to the more mundane Marvel movies. I mean, yeah, I like the fourth wall breaking, but there's a lot of questions here. So this is Deadpool coming into the MCU. It says Marvel Studios there. So, and then he says, do you want to play Wolverine one more time? So here's what I'm wondering. Does that mean that, because I think that Logan was the perfect ending for Hugh Jackman's Wolverine. Is it possible that since Deadpool and Wolverine were both in the Fox, with the X-Men and all that stuff, they were in that Fox universe. Is it possible that at the end of the movie, maybe Deadpool comes to the MCU and leaves Logan behind, and then the ending that we saw in Logan still happens? I mean, who knows? Who knows? But the idea that he's saying one more time kind of gives me the idea that that's what they're going to do. So you think Deadpool's mad too, huh? Ricky? Give me Deathstroke versus Batman instead. I mean, I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind it. Sean William Scott would be a better Deadpool. I don't know about that. I think Ryan Reynolds does a really good job as Deadpool. The problem is when he brings that same personality to every other movie he's in. He's, oh, look, it's the smartass. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Did I ever go to the theater drunk and laugh and mess around the whole time? I have, and was nearly kicked out of Transformers 2. Not a bad movie to get kicked out of. I've never been kicked out of a movie, but I have been told to be quiet, for sure, when I was younger. And you actually asked me if I saw Terminator 2 in the theater. I just remembered, because I was like, I got to go back to that when I'm done with what I was talking about, and then forgot. No, I didn't see Terminator 2 in the theater. That was 92. I was 91 or 92. I was like 15 or 16. So I wasn't allowed to just go see it myself. And at that point, my parents weren't really going to movies. So no. No, I never saw it in the theater. I don't get drunk. I'm not a drinking guy. Yeah. Not Gary is here. Welcome, Not Gary. It's going well, man. I mean, Crohn's, but I'm okay. And everybody here is doing all right. We're just talking Deadpool right now, but hey, whatever. I don't think Deadpool himself is mad, but it's Ryan Reynolds, just like I don't like Holland Spidey. See, that I don't understand. I really like Tom Holland. I think he's a good dude. But you know what's a good movie? Beowulf, which was animated. I love it. Yeah, that was Robert Zemeckis. Yes. Angelina Jolie, and then that British actor that for some reason I'm going blank on. But yeah, I've only seen that once. I kind of want to see that one again. That had the almost like, what was that? The Final Fantasy movie, the Spirits Within. Is that what it's called? It had that same kind of uncanny valley sort of thing going on. But I remember liking it. Ray Winstone, thank you. Is it Winston or Winstone? I think it's Winston. I think it's pronounced Winston. But yes, thank you. Marty McFly's dad. Crispin Glover? Crispin Glover's in that? I don't remember that. Keanu Reeves brings the same acting to all of his movies, but the difference is he's very likable. I love Keanu though. I don't care. Keanu is, to me, he's got to pass. Rest of his life, whatever he wants to do. If he wants to do Shakespeare, just let him do it. Just let him do it. Let him do it. I don't care. Whoa, I don't care. Do whatever. I love Keanu Reeves. I do. And it was so weird because I felt like I was championing Keanu Reeves a lot sooner than everybody else did. I mean, I was championing shit when The Matrix came out. I was the only one of my friends that was excited about that movie. Now, of course, that changed. But at the time, it was like, yeah, he was in that Johnny Mnemonic. It was stupid. I'm like, yeah, but Keanu Reeves, it's awesome. They're like, really? Awesome? And I'm like, yeah. And look, Lawrence Fishburne. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. And they're like, okay. And I'm like, I mean, I hope it's good. I want to see some of the Spawn movie. That's my most anticipated movie. Did I like Spirits Within? I own it, but it's not a great movie. It's more of like, it's interesting. The reason that movie is as interesting as it is because of the technical ability shown at that time. The problem is it didn't age well. It looks super dated now. So yeah. Crispin Glover was Grendel. Oh, okay. See, I don't remember that. And yeah, Keanu is definitely... The thing is, though, Ryan Reynolds is a very, very bankable star. Very, very bankable. You put him in a movie, you're guaranteeing a lot more money for that movie. Like, do you think, what was it, The Hitman's Bodyguard would have made as much money if Ryan Reynolds wasn't in it? No. Is there an album that you love every song on? Magnus coming in with the questions that are making me think. It's weird because I'm a big Nine Inch Nails fan. And if there was a band that I would say that, you know what? I'll probably say Pearl Jam 10. That is a great album. I love it. But honestly, lately, I haven't been listening to a lot of just straight albums. I'll listen to a song here and a song there. Oh yeah, I really want to hear this song. But man, Pearl Jam 10, constantly. We used to listen to that constantly. Man, that's a tough one. You have to understand, I grew up in that era of grunge. So of course, Nevermind. I love that album too. And then you got Pretty Hate Machine, you got Broken, you got Downward Spiral. All of those are great, but there's songs in them that I don't like. There are songs that I will skip almost every time. The Fragile, love that album. Two disc. Oh, love it. I'll still skip one or two here and there. Further Down the Spiral, good stuff. I'll skip a couple. So it's really weird. Very dated, like the Lawnmower Man. That's talk about dated. Yes. But yeah, I would probably say probably my safest bet would probably be Pearl Jam 10 or Nirvana. Nevermind. Ooh, The Police, Synchronicity. I love The Police. Always have. Don't like a lot of Sting by himself. To me, he's not as good. But he's got some great songs too. But for the most part, man, that Synchronicity, there's something about that album. I love it. Was it Miss Gradenko? I'm not a big fan of that song though. Anyway, I love The Police, man. If there are two bands that probably influence my music, my musicality, my writing, my style of writing, The Police would probably be number one. And then Nine Inch Nails. Because I listened to The Police constantly when I was a kid. Love The Police. Also like Yes. But there you go. Owner of a Lonely Heart is one of the most perfect songs of the 80s. That and Everybody Wants to Rule the World. Tears for Fears. Great songs. Great songs. I don't think he's a great actor, but I do enjoy his movies. Keanu vids of being a genuine nice guy are hard to deny and not like the guy. Right. I've been rooting for Keanu since Speed and Matrix, since those were my era. Yeah, see, the movie that made me go, okay, he's good. He's good forever for me. Was a Martin Scorsese movie. I think it's Martin Scorsese. Little Buddha, where he plays Buddha. And I was like, I love this movie and I love him in it. I think he's great. Bram Stoker's Dracula, he's kind of terrible. in that movie. I mean, I got to be honest, he's kind of terrible. Guess what? Still love him. I still love him in it. And I wouldn't want it any other way. I just wouldn't. I love that movie. And it's celebrating its 30th anniversary this year. And I kind of want to go see, because it's back in theaters, apparently. I kind of want to go see it in theaters because I did see that in the theater. And I loved it. I don't know how I got into that. Maybe it's I know why. I know why. Because one of my friends, Mike, that I grew up with, he turned 17 before any of us. So he bought the tickets. Got us in. Anyway. Back then it was a little more lax. I don't think anyone else could have played John Wick. Nope. Johnny Mnemonic was badass. I want room service. See, I don't remember that movie at all. That horrible Final Fantasy Spirits Within movie, yeah. I just remember, whoa, God, man. I'm behind again. I just remember watching Johnny Mnemonic on Prime Star way back in the day and loving it. That's when The Matrix came out and blew my friggin' balls off. You and everybody else's. Seriously, in the movie theater, the way that first scene with Trinity and everybody, a collective, whoa. And it was like, okay, we're all tuned into this now and we're all in it. But that movie starts with a bang and does not let up. Even the scenes where it's just you're learning stuff, or it's all when he's here we're just batteries, and you're still locked in because you're like, this is so different than everything out right now. It was an amazing movie. And he did not help Green Lantern. Ryan Reynolds did definitely not. Okay, skipped again. CGI movies are kind of hit or miss. The Starship Troopers one is awful. Never saw that one. Avenged Sevenfold City of Evil. Vitology is your favorite Pearl Jam album. Vitology is where they started to lose me a little bit. But then years later, I kind of came around, and then they went into like a real almost folky era, singer-songwriter type songs. And it was just kind of like, okay, I'm kind of out on that. I wanted more hard rock, and which at that point I got into Nine Inch Nails. But yeah, Slayer, Seasons in the Abyss, Exodus, Tempo of the Damned. It's pretty nuts how well Pretty Hate Machine stands up to the test of time. Yeah, but it's dated pretty bad now. The songs played live sound great, and they sound relevant. But man, some of those songs are like, some of the lyrics are kind of cringy too. And I can say that as somebody who's a huge Nine Inch Nails fan. The Bottom. Village Bobcat. The Bottom. Yes. Do I know you? Because, yeah, The Bottom is, yeah. Buddha probably doesn't speak much, right? I mean, you're right. Sting and that Greek singer, they did a duet of Mad About You. Jagged Little Pill. I listened to a lot of Jagged Little Pill when it came out. That was a, I mean, talk about it, just a hit. Did I see him play Johnny Silverhand? He talks a ton in Cyberpunk, and it's really good. I still haven't played it. But I have it. I own it. I just haven't played it yet. Matrix Decoded fan edit as well. Yes. Winning R-rated movies by myself at 13. Jeez. Yeah, I didn't do that. Love the action on Matrix 2 and 3, but the first one is my favorite, and we don't talk about the newest one. Yeah, the newest one's not great. When you read this, Rob, you're catching up. I don't think so. I love the Starship Troopers CGI. How dare you? Starship Troopers Invasion. Yeah, I never saw that one. I would rather watch that than Rogue One. Manuel. Gosh. Manuel Gasson Leger. I'm probably butchering that. I have some update for my fan edit of the sequel trilogy. Well, hit us with some stuff, some news. Rufus the Red is here as well. Jeez. Welcome, Rufus. I'd rather watch paint dry than Rogue One. I mean, Rogue One's not terrible. It's just, and see, here's the thing. I rank all the Star Wars movies. There are some that I definitely like more than others. Rogue One is one of my least favorite Star Wars movies, but guess what? It's still better than 95% of the movies out there. So, just saying. I know a lot of people. Do I? I don't know about that. Your taste in movies is terrible. I think I've said that to him before. It's like, really? The Further Downward Spiral was your first CD. Wow. I had every Nin CD full I mean, dude, in the closet, man, I've got tons of them. And I've got bootlegs too. Slayer, South of Heaven, and Season in the Abyss are your two favorite albums of all time. Been playing Cyberpunk since launch. It's one of your favorite games. See, I still haven't played it. See, Fixed, I'll tell you that. Fixed is not my favorite. In fact, it may be my least favorite. I don't know. I don't like the remixes on Fixed. I think there's one on there that I like, and the rest of them are kind of like, eh. They're just noisy to me. Hope everyone is well tonight. Rufus, we're doing okay. Labyrinth of Evil is your favorite Star Wars movie. Huh. I'd rather watch a movie than watch paint dry. It's pretty, Hey. I prefer junk food movies over fine wine. What can I say? Nin bootlegs. I wonder if you got anything on those that's either really hard to come by today or just not around any longer. I'm sure I do. I have the, what is it? The Pretty Hate Machine. What's up? Catching up. I'm almost there. Episode 3, HAL 9000, Labyrinth of Evil. Yeah. I like the HAL's work for sure. There's a Purest Feeling. If you've heard that song, then you know you're listening to one of those where it's got the demos and remixes and stuff. Purest Feeling is it's definitely early Nine Inch Nails, but it's also like cheesy. Purest Feeling. It's just like, no, this is not, no. 7th grade science teacher was super hot, and she went to see Nine Inch Nails the summer before. So in our eyes, she was a goddess. I've tried to find her on social, but she fell off the face of the planet. I know. I have my my 6th grade middle school, I should say. My middle school music teacher. His name was John Thomas. Yeah, try finding that dude. But I really I think again, the trombone players, man, we were the troublemakers, man. We got in trouble all the time. I did stuff in concerts that pissed him off so bad. That's your dad's name? Really, Carbonite? Did he teach at Jackson Middle School? But John Thomas, that's not very common. Yeah. But it's I'd like to see if he's still around, what he's doing, does he remember us? Does he hate us? Like, does he think back and go, man, you guys were a bunch of dicks. You know what I mean? I don't know. But yeah, what was I going to do? What was, I was going to show you guys, if you're Nine Inch Nails fans here. I can't believe, okay, there it is. So here, and you can see some of my subscriptions too. But yeah, Nine Inch Nails live Q&A from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. If you are a fan of Nine Inch Nails, you should watch that. Because it's all of the current band members, which I know, of course, there's Trent, Atticus, Ilan Rubin, Robin Fink. Who am I missing? Who am I missing? But anyway, what's cool about it is a lot of the older band members are there. Chris Vrenna, Danny Lohner, Charlie Clouser, Richard Patrick. So Richard Patrick was there back in the day with, Pretty Hate Machine and Broken. And then he left to go form Filter. They're all there. And it's awesome. It's awesome. Why am I forgetting? There's one more. Who am I forgetting? Alessandro Cortini. Sorry, forgot about him. But yeah, they're all there on stage, and they're it's like a Q&A and thing. It's really, really good. But then, so this was 4 days ago, streamed 4 days ago. But then, I'm on the wrong thing. Top Wish with all of them on stage. And Chris Vrenna's playing drums. Richard Patrick is freaking singing. It's awesome, dude. It's pretty good. Now, what's even cooler is that they played, if you go onto the 9 Inch Nails subreddit on Reddit, you can see their set list. They played Filter, or they played Hey Man Nah Shot. It was the second to last song. Now, I saw a video of it, and somebody screwed up. I don't know where the timing got off, but the timing got off, and it's like, ooh, maybe I should have practiced that a little bit more. But other than that, it's really cool to see all of those guys on stage, Richard Patrick and freaking Charlie Clouser. And I mean, those are guys, look, I saw all those guys live. In fact, I don't think I ever saw Richard Patrick. I think Richard Patrick had already left by the time I saw 9 Inch Nails live. Because I think Danny Lohner was already... No, it was James Woolley. Because I saw them in October of 94. So anyway, if you're a 9 Inch Nails fan, you should check it out. Just saying. And holy crap, now I'm backed up again. Manuel, my fan edit of The Rise of Skywalker is delayed to April 2023. Episode 7 fan edit is delayed indefinitely. And fan edit of Episode 8 will be the first one of my sequel trilogy fan edit to release. Well... You just let me know, because I would like to watch them. Yes, for sure. And sorry, I got so behind talking about 9 Inch Nails. Wow, I'm far behind now. Head like a hole. Oh, those aren't the right lyrics. No. I ended up piercing my favorite teacher's daughter's ears. I asked if they knew him, and he came to see me a couple weeks later. That was rad. Wait, who are you talking about, Rufus? I'm confused. I always like KMFDM and Skinny Puppy more than 9 Inch Nails. And I mean, hey, a lot of people say 9 Inch Nails is too whiny. I get that. I totally get it. But for me, it's the perfect mixture of... Like, I love how 9 Inch Nails sounds. Because it's for me, it's music first. The music has got to grab me first. Then you got to be not annoying on vocals. You saw it, not Gary. Cool. My logo is a total 9 Inch Nails ripoff. RT. Oh, yeah. See, there you go. And I actually thought about doing something with, like, 42 and trying to figure out something with... Yeah, but nah. I got to watch that. I kind of fell off Nin after The Fragile. Yeah, it's really well done. And of course, hearing Trent, especially recently, because he's cleaned his act up. He's different now. He's a different person than he was back then. Hearing him talk about these really painful... the songs that were really painfully, lyrically, there's a lot of pain in those lyrics. Hearing him talking about them now is really, really interesting stuff. Didn't think Richard was going to be there. I read an article a while back about being snubbed, but then he showed up. It's really cool to see him there. I know it. And I don't know. It might have just been because he didn't feel it was fair. He was going to be screwed either way, Trent, because you could only have so many members be in the Hall of Fame. And I think that's what happened, is he almost looked at tenure, but I think he also looked at, I think tenure was the most important thing. And that's kind of how he did it. But no, I totally understand why he would have been upset. But there was also, I saw Jerome, is it Jerome Dillon and Aaron North? I saw them live, and both of those guys are not on the list or were on that thing. So there are definitely still some band members that are missing. Of course, James Woolley passed away. James Woolley was the keyboardist in '94 when I saw him. But yeah, I love Nine Inch Nails, man. I've seen them multiple times, multiple different sets, different, I guess, what do you call them? Not cast, but you know what I mean? Different members. Great. Remember one of Jay's streams, the Dongo, said he went to a Pearl Jam concert with Melvor and Dennis Rodman went on stage. Okay, that would have been cool. Pearl Jam has always been one that I wanted to see. I think even now, I think it would still be a good show. I don't care for Nine Inch Nails or Linkin Park much anymore, but I love Linkin Park's version of Wish. Yeah, I was never a big fan of that. I'm a huge Queen of the Stone Age fan. Nine Inch Nails and anything Grohl does. Check out Mantra. You can find it on YouTube. Cool to see all those dudes just jamming. Yeah, we were talking. Is that the one? Mantra. Is that the one that I think Buccio brought up? Oh, no, I'm thinking of Third Secret. I don't know what Mantra is. I'm not a big Queen of the Stone Age fan. Just saying. It's a little too much stoner rock for me. But let me see. How about this? Music to check out. Mantra from Not Gary. Well, if it's not Gary, who is it? I love Korn, especially their new stuff. Never been a big fan of Korn either. Artistry. What's artistry? We were talking of old teachers. I pierced my favorite and he came to the shop to see me after I told his daughter and wife how important he was to me. See, that's what I would have. I totally wish that I could talk to Mr. Thomas again and say, dude, I know that this probably doesn't mean anything. Artistry equals nin. That's true. But have him listen to some of my music and say, I don't know if you know this, but the way that you taught helped to form my musical whatever. And yeah, nothing really came of it, but it was still really important to me. And you're one of the most important teachers of my life. And I know that would mean a lot. Yes, it would mean a lot to him if I found him. Yes. It's just one of those things where it's like, I don't know if he, like I said, we were kind of pricks and kind of asses to him and to the rest of the band. You know what I mean? But he's one of those that I would like to say that to. And it's honestly kind of selfish if you think about it. Be like, hey, I didn't turn out to be such a jerk after all. And yeah, man, thanks for the teachings. And we still do this when we want to talk. That was his way of getting everybody to quiet down. He would raise his hand. And then we were all supposed to like stop doing what we're doing and raise our hand too. Such a weird, he's an interesting guy. He was young, but I mean, gosh, that's got to be 30 something years. So he's got to be in his 60s now. I'd love to meet him or love to see him again. But hey, I have a challenge. Listen to an entire album from Dream Theater without skipping. You know, if Billy was here, he would punch you right in the pelvis. You ever been punched in the pelvis? Sucks. Especially if you're walking and somebody just goes, "Turn." You're like, huh. You know what I mean? Because you don't expect to be punched in the pelvis. Be careful, though, how old the person is, because you might break a hip or something. That would not be good. Anyway, I love him. Lead singer is awesome. Has been through a lot. Sevendust? I don't know much. I tried Sevendust and it just didn't click with me. But there's a lot of, you know what? I'm putting it on the list. Screw it. Because I've heard many people tell me that before. Sevendust from Wraith and Calum. Just so I remember. So if I have to come back and say, hey, I haven't listened to Dream Theater in a while, but I liked a lot of Dream Theater back then. But Billy's a big fan. Toby, high hopes for Andor. Super nice to see some much needed love and passion being put into Disney Star Wars. Yes. Man, Andor is something else. Bam. Andor's great. I really, really enjoy Andor a lot. I know that a lot of people may not have seen it yet, but man, oof. Andor's great stuff. I already have a fan edit released and is called The Mandalorian The Return. Mixed the chapter 5 and 6 of the Book of Boba Fett and made it into a 1-hour episode of The Mandalorian. Interesting. Okay. So, are you... Manuel, if you're still there, where are these available? And I mean, I know that you probably won't be able to post links, but if it's on your channel, then we may be able to just go to your channel, you know? Or if it's through fanedit.org or fanedit.info or whatever it is. I don't know if there's any Pearl Jam songs I care for. Fair. Desert Sessions is rad if you like Queens of the Stone Age. Yeah, see, Queens, man. They actually opened for Nine Inch Nails on one of their tours, and I was incredibly bored. I'm like, man, this is just not working for me. Iron Maiden's Christmas songs. You're so rad, dude. Love how candid you are. Rufus, thank you. I mean, just a dude. Just a guy. Paul Diano, Iron Maiden. See, I've never been a big Iron Maiden fan. I doubt he would care or even remember. Magnus? I'm sure he would. You've been hit in the pelvis before? Being punched in the pelvis is my usual Friday night. Whoa. Sadly, I don't know Billy or Jay enough to have that happen. Did I watch Waking Life yet? I have not. I've been so busy with trying to catch up with different series and stuff. That's all I've been watching. I haven't watched a movie in a long time. I'm back. Jay kept trying to get me to take off my shirt. Jeez. It's crazy. Did I ever go to a Slayer concert? No. That is a no. Would also recommend the Pentex edit of Obi-Wan, a lean, mean 2-hour movie that is, in my humble opinion, 20 times better than the series. Okay. Pentex edit Obi-Wan, and this was from Toby. Austin? Is it Austin or is it Houston? Like Houston without the H. I want a clip of Rob saying that. That was funny out of context. I don't know what I said. I say all things all the time where I'm like, that was bad. I probably shouldn't have said that. But you know what it's time for? Do you know what it's time for? It's time for Have You Seen This? So, I don't know what you're looking at, but come on over here. I got something to show you. I got a couple of things. You see that barrel over there? No, over to my right. Your left, my right. You see those barrels? I got some things in there that you might not have seen before. So yeah, let's do the thing. Yes. So, have you seen this? Is the part of the show where we look at stuff on the internet. Sometimes it's cool, sometimes it's just funny, sometimes it's cute. But hey, it's a good time. I will soon upload a trailer for the fan edit and we'll put a link in the description. Manuel, thank you. And yeah, feel free to let me know, or hit me up on Twitter or here, YouTube. Just let me know. Is Houston pronounced Houston? Yes, it is. Hey there, friend. Yeah, that was me. That was my voice. Did you hear that? You got any of them opioids? No. Sometimes it gets copyright. I do a fake Southern accent for a cowboy game every day. Yours sounds like my early videos from 2019. Well, see, here's the thing. I try to, think about some of the people that I've grown up with, and that's kind of what I try to do. It's kind of try to talk like them. But see, honestly, you kind of need to slow it down even more. The tempo is slower. Everything is slower. I don't like talking like that. I think it is actually pronounced Houston. Houston? So there's what? Houston? 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 I don't know. Anyway, what are we doing? It's time for Have You Seen This? So, frost on the windshield looks like a winter wonderland scene. I thought this was, seriously, looking through the thing, you're scrolling Reddit or whatever on your phone or on whatever. I thought that was mountains. That is incredibly cool. Incredibly cool. And I literally thought it was a picture of a boat going toward some mountains. Pretty cool looking. But somebody took it a step further. I ran that picture of the frosty windshield through SD and turned it into an actual winter landscape. So there you go. So he added a boat and made it look, that's freaking cool, man. So look here, let's go between them. It's cool. It's really cool. Come on. That's neat. I thought it was cool anyway. I thought it was cool. So, let me zoom in on this a little more. There we go. This is ready to go. Best ship's horn ever. Shouldn't get claimed for these. That's pretty good. That's some pretty good stuff. And then here, chaotic neutral. Yeah, it looks fine. I just think it's funny. Look, I think it's funny. Then, this one is just, man, this one's just goofy. No sound. No sound on this one. But watch him. Okay, go around this. Okay. And then go over the thing. That is a derpy dog right there, man. I'm just saying, it's a derpy dog. Now, we had a late addition to the Have You Seen This? Send me the link to the derpy dog. All right. Bam. There you go. We had a late edition. I'm always so lost when it comes time for have you seen this? I'm sorry, John. I'm sorry. I know. It's like, damn that Rob always making stuff for sighties. Sorry. But here's something, like I said, a late edition. This comes to us from Leon. Our good buddy Leon sent this.
Okay, I'm going to give my dog an egg, and theoretically she will... Excuse me, miss. Theoretically, she will understand that she is supposed to take care of it. Okay, I'm going to give my dog an egg, and theoretically she will... Excuse me, miss. Theoretically, she will understand that she is supposed to take care of it.
Okay. So.
Okay.
That was Have You Seen This? Hey, how you doing? No, wait, that's the wrong. Sorry. Sorry about that. Sorry. So what'd you think? Did you have a good time? Did you like it? Did you think it was funny? I don't know. But you're giving me a weird look, so get on out of here. Send you that too. Okay. I'm pretty sure Leon probably. There you go. There's that the egg dog. So what did I miss? I do a fake so yeah, I read that one. Scrooston? I had friends in the South on Xbox totally stole some of their mannerisms. They're not there. Show some Russians getting blown up in Ukraine. No. We try to stay away. We try to have fun here. It's not fun. Halloween week, you should do a ghost themed Have You Seen This? And we should all discuss the videos. Ooh. That is an excellent idea. What? Let me see. Okay, so the problem is that falls on the 25th. And then November 1st. Nobody gives a crap about Halloween on November 1st. Everybody's done with it. They're already looking forward to Thanksgiving, right? So we would have to do it on the 25th, and that might be the one, if Leon is going to be on, he would be on that show. So we may not even have time for that kind of thing. I didn't mean to minimize that. Get on out of here. All right. So yeah. LOL, the husky boat horn. I know. It's so good. It's so funny. Are you going to get McDonald's new adult Happy Meal next week? What? Like, what? What is that? In fact, you know what? You guys, here's the thing. You want me to watch a spooky video? Put it in Discord. Send it to me in Discord. And I'll yeah. Spooky vids are a must. Got to find some fun content for Chasing the Unknown. Right? I want to be on an episode of Chasing the Unknown. I'm going to be the guy going, you guys are idiots. See, I love the fact that what they do is that they're like something happens. I don't know. Like something will fall, right? And they're like, well, that clearly wasn't because somebody slammed a door and you had something precariously balanced up there and it fell down. No. It's clearly ghosts. And that cracks me up. So yeah, I would be the Scully to their Mulder on that show. I'd love to do that. But I'm probably going to end up filming if we do it at all. Because apparently that's my job now. So, a McStroker or McDildo? Is it truly adult? I don't know. Is it colored like Mayor McCheese? What is this adult Happy Meal that you're talking about? McDonald's launches Happy Meal for adults. That's horrific looking. Grimace, Hamburglar, and Birdie, plus a new one named Cactus Buddy. Cactus Buddy? Well, but what's in it, though? What's in it? Big Mac and 10-piece nuggets. That's what's going to be in there? Big Mac and a 10-piece? That's not bad. I'm not a big fan of Big Macs, but the camera guy always dies. How do I pronounce that? Is that Wunth? Or is that Firth? The camera guy always dies Wunth. Wunth or Firth? Oh, he always dies Firth. Okay. I don't know. It's funny how the English language is weird like that. Like why isn't it instead of 11, why isn't it 1D1 or or something? 10D1? 10D1? 21 21 10 1 10D I don't know. I'm just saying, why is it 11 and then 12? There's no 20, I don't know. Then you 13, 14, 15. I almost said 15. I used to say 15 when I was a kid. Instead of 15, 15. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And then you got 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. It's just 20 and then whatever the number is. So why isn't it 1D2, 1D or 2020? Yeah, 1D2, 1D3. I don't know, man. I don't know, but I think it's kind of funny. And there's the elusive Is it shit low? Is it low? It's a number between, this is from the old Switched On podcast. It's actually from Brian and Jerry. They came up with a number between 9 and 10. And it was called low. So low. So it'd be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 low. And then loady 1, loady 2, loady 3, loady 4. And then like loady 9, then 10, 11, 12. I think that's what it was. Or was it between 10 and 11? I can't remember now. But it was kind of funny. 4 McDoubles plain, dry, and 20 nuggies. Wow, I would die if I ate that. I have to give you an example. When it comes to a meal, doesn't always work. And I lately have been going way over this, which is probably part of my problem. But I need to keep every meal below 1,000 calories. So that right there is at least, that's probably 2,000 calories, Ricky. I'm just saying. It would probably kill me. Lately, I've been trying to keep my meals at 750. That's hard because I want food. We just watched Ghost Hunters doing the Stanley Hotel. Don't remember it being that cheesy back in the early 2000s. I've never seen that. They want to give me an adult Happy Meal toy, then make it a bong in shape of Grimace. Yes. But see, that's the thing. See, with your current knowledge, you can make your own. And isn't that part of the deal? It's almost like your graduation is you got to make something. You know? Can I read? I can't. Interesting. I didn't know you could do that. The McBong with some McGreen. But you got to make something. I used to type third, fourth, 4RTH, fifth. Took me forever to figure out my logic, but it made sense. Yeah. That's the thing, man. I had a real hard time with that when I was a kid. I would call it 5-teen. Didn't make sense. 13, 14, 14, 14, 15, 16, 17. It made sense. Why is it 13, which doesn't really make sense? 14, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. But no, I'm wrong if I say 15. McDelta. I don't even know what that is. If you want to make any McDonald's themed bong, then it has to be one of the Fry Guys. Possibly. 1,000 calories a day? No, 2,000 calories total. Delta 8. I don't know about that. Yeah, this, I'll be honest with you. I'm probably not going to smoke the rest of that Delta 8 stuff that I got. Just doesn't work. It just makes me lightheaded or gives me a headache. I don't even smoke in one of McDonald's bong now. I know. Dude, a freaking big old grimace. I'd probably do that. Probably would be nice to have. But just saying. All right. So we're in the 9 o'clock hour, and you know what time it is? It's not have you seen this time. It's Robbie's got to go to the restroom time. I got to go pee pee. Okay? So I don't know why I was. Of course it's number 1, right? But I have to use the restroom. So I'll be back in just a few minutes. No fapping. Okay? I mean, you can do whatever you want, but that's not my job. No, that crazy Greek. No, it's not what I'm going to do. No, Caleb. No, it's not what I'm doing. I've drank liquids. No. I'll be right back. I did not leave the mic on. Okay? It didn't happen. It didn't happen. I was taking a vape, man. No, you didn't, Caleb. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. I was kind of hoping that Leon would be here. I'm not going to admit to something that didn't happen. Okay? Wow, that music sounds exactly like what they play at the psych ward in Parkland. You talking about the Be Right Back Bossa Nova? Come on, man. Come on. Leon watches? I mean, he watches from time to time. He's in here every now and then. But I wanted to bring this to his attention because, hey, I know he loves this movie. Avatar. We were just talking about Avatar. Re-release proves there's still interest in Pandora. Will The Way of Water be another box office smash? So, here's what happened. Don't play with it too long if you have to. Trust me, you'll go blind. John would know. No. So the big movie of this weekend was the Don't Worry Darling, right? But his favorite, other than the Bay Turtles. No, he doesn't watch me vap. You know? Anyway, so Avatar got re-released in IMAX, 3D, 48 frames per second. Here's what happened that I know of. Yes, there are no cameras in my bathroom that I know of. That's true. Anyway, it only made $10 million, Avatar, this last weekend. But it made over $30 million globally, which meant that it was the number one movie globally this weekend. That's kind of interesting. And so anybody that says, Avatar, nobody really cares anymore, it's not exactly true. Zaki is here. What's up, everyone? Is it Zaki or Zaki? I don't know. I just think it's interesting. I really want to go. I want to go see it again because I've been wanting to watch Avatar again, but I'm like, I really kind of want to watch it in 3D because it's better in 3D. So I don't know. There you go. I just thought it was kind of an interesting thing, Now, you guys who are like a lot of you guys, probably most of you guys, I don't know. A lot of you guys are gaming guys, right? It's like Ducky, but with a Z. So Zucky. Okay. I wouldn't have guessed that, but all right. Did you guys hear the rumors that apparently there's supposed to be 2 Star Wars games every year going forward? I was like, what? So apparently starting in 2023, we're supposed to get 2 Star Wars games a year. I watched a video earlier talking about, okay, that completely confused me. I'll show you what confused me here in a second. But, wow. Okay. Interesting. But hopefully they're good. But I guess we won't know until they're actually out. Excited for the Avatar game by Ubisoft? I'm just interested in games that look cool. Man, does Disney not know how to space things out? Well, see, at that point, that's not really Disney, right? It's all the different. But I think that's what they want to do, though, is they're doing a bunch of different games in different genres. So you got Jedi Fallen Order, and then, or the new one's called what? Jedi Survivor. And then you've got, I think a first-person shooter. You've got all of these different styles of gaming, which I think is kind of cool. EA still has the license, so I won't expect much. No, there's a bunch of different companies. Ubisoft is making one. That was it. Quantic Engine, Skydance, which is Amy Hennig's studio that she's heading up. So yeah, I'm kind of interested to see what happens. It's not just EA anymore. EA lost their exclusivity, I guess you could say. If you ever played or heard of Detroit Become Human, the same makers are making a Star Wars game as well. Or Quantic Dream. What did I say? Where you basically make choices and the choices change the story. Yeah. So it's going to be interesting. I love it if Outright Games got the rights to make a Bad Batch game. You know, I'll tell you what I want. I want a... This is going to sound weird. Maybe. Who knows? So, you know how Castlevania... I was watching Game Sack's video on the Castlevania games that he put out yesterday. 2 hours worth of all the him covering all of the Castlevania games. I love Castlevania, okay? My favorite game in the whole thing, and look, I haven't played them all, but my favorite game in the entire Castlevania series is Aria of Sorrow, which was on the Advance. I'd never had a DS, so I never played any of those games. Yeah. So I want a Star Wars game in the style of that game. So Castlevania Aria of Sorrow, if you know what I'm talking about, Dawn of Sorrow is legit. See it? Dawn of Sorrow is like the direct sequel to Aria of Sorrow, I think. But I played Aria on stream. I love that game. What I think would be cool is take that style of game, but put it in the Star Wars universe, where you're playing as, say, I don't know, a bounty hunter, and your different weapons, can be the thing. And then you got to have something to do, because I really love the souls, the spirit, or whatever it is. I guess it's souls, right? It'd be cool if you had that sort of element in there, but a 2D style Castlevania type adventure, but you're a bounty hunter. I think that'd be awesome. But it's a new bounty hunter. It's not like Boba Fett or Mandalorian or whatever, where you're starting out and you have to work your way up. I think that would be sweet. Why don't I have that game? Okay, go make it. Konami, get on it. Probably wouldn't be Konami, right? But that same guy came out with came out a few years ago on all the systems. Bloodstained. Right? So that same guy left Konami and made Bloodstained, right? Hire that guy to make that game. I think it'd be cool. Revenge of the Sith on PS2 is awesome. Alternate ending and the fighting mode were really cool. I never played that one. I was not into games at that point. I'd kind of stepped away from gaming for a while. They did something similar with Aliens for the Nintendo DS. It's called Alien Infestation. Interesting. Konami hates gamers. Yeah, I love so many. I don't know which Castlevania is my favorite. See, growing up, I really liked Castlevania 2. I never owned 3. My friend did, and we played it a lot, but I wasn't as big a fan. But everybody's like, most people will probably say Castlevania 2 is the worst of the 3. But that's the one that I played the most because it's the one I owned. And then when it came to, of course, Super Nintendo, I had the Super Castlevania 4. That's great. And then I didn't have any of the other ones. I'd never played Rondo of Blood. I didn't play Symphony of the Night when it came out. But then I got my Advance. My flippy Advance, I got the whatever with the backlight. Because that's the reason I never bought an Advance, is because I need a backlight. You don't have a backlight, no sale. So I got the one with the backlight and played through Aria of Sorrow and was like, this is the best, dude. This is the best game. And I played through that game so many freaking times. It'd be so cool if you had that kind of game with a Star Wars setting. I don't understand why they don't remake, like the DuckTales remaster that they did. Why don't they do more of those classic games, but with current technology? Still side-scroller or whatever. You don't have to do this 2.5D crap. Just remake the game with current technology, and people would buy the crap out of it. And it can't be that expensive. You've got all the designs ready to go. You just make them into a 3D model. I think that would be awesome. I don't understand why they don't do that more. And yeah, I like all the like Shovel Knight and stuff like that. That's fun. That's great. You're using that old style. That's great. It's great. Not saying that's bad. I'm just saying you can make those games. Like Bloodstained is basically a brand new Symphony of the Night. It's kind of awesome. Why don't they do that? GTA style open world game, but with a young Han Solo? That's an idea. I have a spare DS. I can give you one, and you can just use an SD card and download those Castlevania games and enjoy. I mean, look, Wraith, that is awesome, but there would have to be some money exchanged for that kind of thing. Okay, oh my God, that's awesome, but man, I'd have to pay you something for that. I get the hate for Simon's Quest, but I love that game. Oh, okay. See, I thought everybody hated that game. The SP, yes, that's what it's called. In fact, I have it in here. Anything down here? Oh my God, it's still got a charge. I haven't played that in a long time. That's taking a while to load, isn't it? Oh, red light. I wonder why that's not loading. And a little bit of Four Swords action. But Aria of Sorrow is down here somewhere. There it is. I wonder if I still have the box. I love this game. I've played this game so much. Anyway, clean the game, yo. Right now, I think I'm okay. I know you don't game much, but did you try the Castlevania Advance Collection? Yes, I did. I own it. Yes, I did buy it. For a second there, I was like, wait a minute, did I? I didn't like the one before Aria of Sorrow, and I tried playing the one after, and I was kind of like, I have an extra DSi modded that you can have. Guys, look, we'll talk, okay? But look, how about exchange me for a meal? Honestly, going to Texas, I'll spend money on food anyways. That might be a thing. It might be a thing. In fact, since two of you are trying to give me a DS, how about you guys fight, and whoever wins, whoever doesn't die. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. If you ever find Blender Brothers for the Game Boy Advance, give it a shot. Amazing 2D platformer with driving levels even. Huh. Death match, right? I have a slightly used, reconditioned 45-year-old blind guy that you can have. High mileage, but dependable. Wraith, you win. The best fights are the ones we avoid. That's right. We use our powers for knowledge, not defense. Wait. Knowledge and defense, never for attack. That's what it is. Thunderdome, fine. Careful, I bite. The Lore of the D's coming soon to HBO Max. Oh, Spartacus. The Lore of the... What is... Are you saying... Is that real? Is that real? A new Spartacus coming to HBO Max? By the way, since we were talking Star Wars for a second there, I wanted to bring this up. Of course, most people probably already knew this, but James Earl Jones has retired from voicing Darth Vader. Signed over his rights. I think we all knew this, right? But this made the rounds at the end of last week, and people kept saying it. So it was kind of like, do you mind if the DS is pink? I mean, That's one of those don't lick a gift horse in the face, right? It's don't look a gift horse in the mouth, not don't lick a horse on the face. Anyway, I mean, hey, it's a thing. But anyway, no, I don't. I don't care. I don't mind. In fact, if I really wanted to, I could follow one of Spawnwave's videos and change out the case, right? I could do that. I used to take apart phones for a living. I could do that. But yeah, so yeah, James Earl Jones didn't record anything for the Obi-Wan series. It was their first attempt at making an AI James Earl Jones voice for Darth Vader, and I think it was great. I don't remember being able to tell. Now, I'm gonna turn off my stupid face for a second. This is what confused me when I saw the ad. I was like, what is that? What is going on? I was like, oh, okay. Get out of here, newsletter. I'm looking at this stupid ad. But for a second there, I was like it looked like this. And I'm like, what the heck? What is that? What am I looking at? Anyway. There you go. Confucius says the best way to deal with conflict is disengagement. Confucius didn't watch MMA. That's true. That's true. Best fights are when someone goes through a table. Well, and yeah, I could cover up the pink with My Little Pony stickers. I mean, yeah, exactly. Or I've got a literal ton of vaping stickers. It seems like every time that I bought something in like 2015, 2016, it came with a sticker. Liquids, vape devices, RDAs, RTAs, all of them came with stickers. Now they don't do that much anymore. Deep fake Vader. I mean, that's basically what they did. And I think it's pretty cool. And look, James Earl Jones is 91 years old. So I find it interesting that at this point, they're going to be basically, I don't know. Do you find it creepy at all? I don't really think it is, but I don't know. It's such a weird thing when you hear that kind of stuff. I didn't even know Obi-Wan used AI, so there you go. It's still his voice. They're using Yeah. Yeah. Rock the pink, no nuts. Hey, Oscar, trust me. I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Kind of. I don't know, man. That's weird. I've never had anything pink before. He was sounding a little old in Rogue One, right? You could hear the age. They can deep fake us easy because of all the streaming hours. Absolutely. And that's what's really interesting to think about is not only streaming hours, but for me, dude, there are hours upon hours upon hours upon hours upon hours of podcast that I have of my voice. And yeah, you could totally AI me for sure. Bucho, welcome. And yes, the bot of the night is here. Yes. You can always replace the shell too. James is 91. As much as I hate to say it, he's probably going to join the guys in the cornfield for good within the next few years. Field of Dreams. I know. And we're talking about John Williams as well. I mean, Harrison Ford's 81 or however old. I mean, he's getting up there too. Did you guys talk about the badass blaster fire sound effects on Andor? Not yet. I mean, we've touched on Andor, but nothing concrete. But I did want to bring this up. Andor season 2 is fully planned out. Yeah, Clint Eastwood is 92 and still making movies. Michael Mann is in his 80s and he's still making movies. He's making a Ferrari movie next. I'm actually really wanting to see it. But yeah. So hold on a second. I forgot to actually grab the quote. So, let me do this. Bam, bam, bam. Okay. So now, bam, go back. And there we go. Fun fact, Andor won't die in season 1 or season 2. That's true. That's true. I'm doing work, so it's a work thing, so not going to be in chat much. I should be receiving the Order 42 signal via your ear hole sensors. Okay, then. That's fine. Joe, what are you doing? I kind of wish I had a stereo mic, so then I could be on one side or the other. That'd be creepy. Hi. Anyway. So this is what he said. He said the writing, this is Tony Gilroy talking about Andor, okay? He says the writing process is super complicated because we really try to get everything just absolutely perfect. And it's 700 pages of original material. 700 pages. Think about that. For typically on a screenplay, every page is worth a minute of screen time. 700 pages is what? 10, 11, almost 12 hours? So that is nuts. That's nuts. It's an incredible amount of scene work and actors. I'm expecting the last script from my brother, screenwriter and director Dan Gilroy, in a week on his block. I owe my 3 scripts, but they're all sketched out. We know exactly what we're doing, but the moment-to-moment details of it will probably still be hammered out through April. So think about it. Let's create a story over a period of time, let's say 2 seasons, and let's plan out the entire thing. I wonder if they could do that for movies. It's just one of those things when you hear that, you're like, well, of course, if you're telling a story, you gotta know where the freaking ending is. It's like, I don't know. It's like handing off, your book halfway through to somebody that doesn't know what the hell's going on. Would have been nice to have the sequels planned out. Right. But I love to hear this. Of course, that's exactly what we all expected and hoped for. But yeah. So, yeah, that's what's going on. And I think it's man, Andor is good. Have all you guys seen Andor? Because I don't want to give away spoilers or say anything. Honestly, there's not much to spoil in those first 3 episodes, is there? But the next episode premieres in what, 4.5 hours? So you like it? I can see how some people might. Greek, have a good night, sir. Good to see you. Sorry about Nightbot getting on to you earlier. But yeah. Hope you have a good night and thanks for being here. As always. Did the Monsters come out yet? Yes, it did. And apparently Greek watched it and couldn't finish it. Or did you say that you finished it? Or did you say you were just, I think you said you didn't finish it. Yeah, it's just not the kind of thing that I think I'd want to watch. Thought Book of Boba Fett kind of sucked. Felt Boba should have been more of a badass. Oscar, I cannot argue with that one bit. Didn't finish, trash. Got to see what Billy thinks about it. Oh, I know. He's got to be, I'm kind of curious. He didn't finish just like you on Fat Breaks. No. But Oscar, seriously, yeah, man, I just don't understand the thought process of, yeah, let's make him. It's almost like Disney. is forcing this whole idea of, oh, we want to make a movie or we want to make a show about the bad guys. Okay, well, we got to have them turn good at the end. We can't have them always be bad. Like, what? Like, think about almost every single one. They either die very quickly or out of the way. I mean, it's not always true, but I'm thinking of Obi-Wan. I'm thinking of I mean, kind of Solo in a way. But I'm just they seem to not want to lean into villains being villains and just being villains. Villains being bad guys, you know? I don't know. I know Boba Fett was such an awesome character, and they turned him into like, why is he making, why are they making him good? He's not good. He does what's best for him. Sometimes it can be good, like in the way that it worked in The Mandalorian. But I thought we were gonna see some stuff, you know, like him do some stuff. Exactly. A selfish lifestyle. They want to get paid for their work. That's not evil, but not a hero either. Exactly. I don't know why they did that. I don't know. I'm guessing, John, you said the Munsters. I love the Munsters, but sometimes nostalgia can be a little bit like indigestion. It's usually better the first time and more often than not ages poorly. Well, what they're talking about is the Munsters movie that came out on Netflix, directed by Rob Zombie, that came out today. I don't know if that's what you meant. Like, we're not talking about the old series. Salacious Crumb Show, then. I mean, it could be interesting. What are the chances Gilroy wrote Cad Bane or Hondo into Andor? I mean, it could be possible, but I tend to think that, I mean, who knows? That's the beautiful thing about this show, is that it really could go a lot of different places. A lot of different places, you know? The fact that we're going to get Saw Gerrera opens it up to more I would say, look, I'm just going to say it, the more terroristic side of the rebels. Terroristic? I don't think that's a word. But you know what I mean. You get my point. Who knows what we're going to get? I mean, I'm interested. There are so many little nods too, is that, I mean, Tony Gilroy came out and basically said, look, I'm not a huge Star Wars fan, but I'm interested in making a good story and all that kind of stuff. So a lot of the totally a word, I don't know about that, Rufus. It sounds kind of made up from my own stupid brain today, you know? But a lot of the cool Star Wars nods that are in the first 3 episodes of Andor, I believe, were probably the story group saying, "Hey, this is a really good chance to put this really cool thing in here." Terroristic? That's a word. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, sounds, I don't know. I'm an idiot though. So, tempted by the Hellraiser movie. Yeah, I just saw a picture and was like, "Huh. I didn't like the first one." So, not a big fan of. A lot of those movies I'm just not a big fan of. Sorry. They made a Vader movie, Hunting Remaining Jedi. It should be rated R. Never going to happen though. Yeah, totally not. I mean, I honestly kind of feel like Vader is a bit tapped out. The thing is what's the story about? You know, what do you hang that, the fact that he's going and hunting after Jedi, is it just him trying to hunt down Jedi and that's the story? Because there's not a whole lot of, it's just like, okay, so this happened, and this happened. What arc is gonna happen in this? You know what I mean? That's why I always kind of, I'm not saying that it can't happen. There's like a fly or something in here, or a gnat or something. If it's a mosquito, I'm gonna punch him right in the mouth. But anyway, Yeah, I just don't know what story you could tell. Screw story, just slaughter Jedi. But see, that's the thing. You're gonna have a lot of people go, well, there's nothing there. Basically, no matter what you do, you're gonna get the well, actually, you're gonna get that. But I think more people would not care for just action scene after action scene after action scene. Me personally, I think there needs to be a story to hang all of this. It's kind of like it's kind of like a Christmas tree. Star Wars stories are like a Christmas tree. All of the cool stuff that we all love, Darth Vader coming in, doing things, coming down the hallway, kicking some rebel ass. All cool. That's the trimmings on the tree. The story is the tree. You don't have the tree, you don't have any trimmings. You got to have the trimmings. But you need the tree first. You know what I'm saying? It's a tree, it's foundation. Roots in the ground. Water. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm getting too into that analogy, but you get what I'm saying. Anyway, I will say, even though I didn't love Obi-Wan, that part where Hayden talks towards the end gave me chills. Dude, there were parts of that I honestly got a little emotional. And it's the part, and if you've seen the show, hopefully, okay, if you haven't seen Obi-Wan, I'm going to give away a bit of a spoiler here. Okay. Obi-Wan and Vader are fighting. Okay. And there's a part where Obi-Wan goes super crazy, like, holy crap, right? And before he does the whole slice to the thing, he slices him in the back. And for some reason, it was like, I felt like I don't know The Simpsons, but it's the he's already dead. Just stop. You know what I mean? And that's kind of what I felt a pain for him, for the character of Anakin. And so I don't know. And then of course that whole thing with the voice change. Come on, it was awesome. It was really, really well done. I just wish it made sense. That's the biggest problem for me. There's no reason. There's just no reason for that, man. I hate the fact that it doesn't make sense for Obi-Wan to leave him alive. And it doesn't make sense because of the existing stories for Vader to leave Obi-Wan alive. So it's just weird. It's awesome to know that Vader fears nothing and is always in a calm, cold manner, but when it comes to Obi-Wan, he loses it. Right? It could be about him hunting Yoda, obviously not finding, but being the end goal. Okay, if you've seen the Clone Wars, there is one of the final, and I'm talking about in season 6, one of the final arc in season 6 is mostly Yoda. And there is a scene that every time it comes up, it gives me the feels and makes me cry. And it's Anakin and Yoda talking. And it's like, damn it, man. Anakin was a good dude, man. He got twisted and seduced by the dark side of the Force. Sucks. Adjusting to the suit, wants to kill Palpatine yet impress him. Hunt Obi-Wan. I mean, there are things that you could definitely do. I just don't think that that's where they need to be going right now. They need to be trying to distance themselves away from the Skywalker saga a little bit. The fact is, we've got tons of places to go. That's why I'm so excited about the Acolyte, is because it's going to be so different than what we've seen so far that I think it's going to be fun. Yeah. Hold on. Oh, there you go. It's a good thing, or it's a good sign that Disney's looking towards more adult themes for Star Wars. You'd mentioned the Acolyte. Love to see a raw look at the Sith about the Acolyte, and I'm so intrigued. Yes. Pop him in the proboscis? You ain't wrong. Doesn't even make sense for them to meet, really, or for him not to sense if Obi was alive with the Force. I mean, I wonder what happened to Sebulba. Billy does a great Watto impression. Okay, you ready? I can do a Watto impression. The Jubidinalia. Huh? It's pretty good. I can't remember some of the lines he has. Oh, yeah, he's good. No doubts there. Whatever. I can't remember what he says. If Anakin didn't turn, what would have happened instead? A Star Wars movie that takes place underwater or on a fungus planet. There's actually, I don't think they ever did it for the prequels, but they did. I've talked about it on stream before. Old Marvel Legends stories called Star Wars Infinities, where they take certain points and they splinter off. Like, what if Luke missed the shot on the Death Star? What if this happened? What if that happened? Whatever. And at one of them, Leia turns to the dark side, which is kind of cool. Very, very cool. Kind of what if series. Very, very neat. Very cool. But underwater they've kind of done. A fungus planet, they've kind of done. But you're talking about a whole movie that takes place underwater? Because they've done Naboo, right? With the Utagunga, right? Where the Gungans live. And then the fungus planet is Felucia, right? Kind of. It is a fungus planet, right? If I remember my Battlefront 2 levels, there's a lot of deadly gases and things on that planet. Sebulba turned into a Hutt slave. Sebulba, the pod racer femboy. Stay away from that Qui-Gon. He's got a past. Oh, yeah. Mind tricks don't work on me. Only money. Yeah. Or Mon Calamari. Mon Calamari was done in the Clone Wars. There's like a whole thing. I forgot about that. But in the Clone Wars, they did a whole series of episodes on Mon Calamari, and you get to meet Prince, whatever. I can't remember. Is it Prince? And of course, Akbar is a member of his. This is before the rebellion, right? So this is Clone Wars era, and you get to see some of that stuff. Do I have any Star Wars figures? I have. I think these are the only. Yeah. The only ones I have. I have some boxed up, some old ones. I still need a Grievous one, my favorite villain. You and Bucho ought to get together because Bucho loves Grievous. But I have these. This is the first one of the Black series that I bought. Just because I thought it was cool. But I wanted the original version, right? And the carbonized? So, at 21. So this would have been, I think this is Retropalooza Houston. I bought this from Chief, who of course is in the movie, and it's signed by Yoshivu, who worked on season 1, episode 4 of The Mandalorian. So I got the carbonized version from him. And it's in really good condition. But it's signed by a guy who worked on the freaking show. That's awesome. And then I have my main man, Cad Bane. I love Cad Bane. There you go. So those are the only Black Series figures I have. But of course I have, like I said, some older figures back in the back in my closet. But see, here's the thing. I've had Yoshi on the show. There are interviews with Yoshi. But I didn't want to be like, hey, can I get an autograph from you? And I don't know. It seems weird. So Yoshi had signed that before he left. Because he had to leave early on that Sunday. And when I saw that Chief had it, I said, hey, can I buy that from you? And he's like, yeah, it's for sale. I was like, I always wanted to get something that Yoshi signed. but I didn't want to ask him for it. I didn't want to be that guy as like, hey man, can you find something for me? You know what I mean? So I got that. So it's something that I wanted anyway, that somebody who I've met and talked with and all that stuff, it's just cool. It's cool that I own it. Let's see. This goes in the back. Yoshi goes here. Cad Bane goes here. Okay, sorry. Lost my Grievous figure. Used to have his bike and everything. Still got a Darth Malak and Rancor sealed though. I remember doing Watto impressions back and forth. Yes, John. Yes. Oh, no doubts there. Yeah. What would happen if you shot a stormtrooper with an AK-47? Would his armor stop the bullets? No, because nothing start the armor doesn't stop anything, does it? Grievous is supposed to be the Terminator of the Star Wars universe. No, Max Rebo. No, I don't. But I had a friend. In fact, he, for whatever reason, just kind of reached out to me the other day. I hadn't thought about him in a while. I mean, not to sound all like, oh, well, you're not important enough to remember, but just an old friend I hadn't talked to in a while. Reached out to me, and he actually said that was it Sir Leston, the Keston House of Dragon, right? The guy that did the thing, and I don't remember his name. I can't remember his name. Anyway, he said, I didn't know you had an acting gig. And I'm like, okay, number one, that guy's much younger than me and better looking. So, yeah. But he had 2 of everything you can think of Star Wars. I mean, seriously had the most amazing collection I've ever seen. Like, it was ridiculous. Like Ghost Anakin, yeah, he had like 4 of those. And I'm talking about Anakin Skywalker from Return of the Jedi. Shaw, right? He had like 4 of those. He had vehicles that I'd never seen before, because every member of his family he had a brother and his mom and dad. Everybody signed up for the Star Wars fan club. And so they got to buy all of those things, all of those different action figures. It was, seriously, as a kid, it was like, I don't know if Jason's in play Star Wars. You know what I mean? So, but he had Max Rebo. And it's cool. The old Grievous from the 2003 cartoon was so badass. Smashed a Jedi with his freaking foot. Yeah, there are things that I really like about that show, but what's the there's a villain in there that's so stupid that I can't stand it. And I can't remember his name. But he gets split apart, and then it was just like, what is this? This isn't Star Wars. It doesn't feel Star Wars. I don't know. I just don't like it. But yeah, it did explain why he was hacking. And that made sense. Some of that stuff was cool. Type in what if Obi-Wan had no plot armor in the YouTube browser for a laugh. Okay. I'll check it out. Obi-Wan had no... Let me see. Let me just see what you're talking about. Because... Oh, would he just cook? See if I can... Because here's the thing. I don't want to get claimed for anything. Okay? That's the biggest thing. Dirge was awesome. No, Dirge is... No. Dirge is something that doesn't belong in Star Wars. I'm sorry. I've seen it. I owned it. Yeah, see, I can't play this on stream. There's no way. I'd get super in trouble. Yeah, exactly. There you go. Wow, that's really, really well done. I mean, that's pretty well done. I kind of wish it went longer, but yeah. That was pretty well done. That's pretty funny. Thank you, Magnus. That was fun. I remember Jay getting a blue Snaggletooth. Snaggletooth in an episode of Toy Chasers. Pretty cheap, too. Now it's worth hundreds. Yeah, the tall one. Yeah, my friend had some of those, too. Yeah, in the comics, Dirge was finally killed by being sent into the sun by Anakin. I'm sorry, that it's goofy, man. It's just too goofy. I can't remember the guy's name. Where is it? What did I do with it? There was a guy at Too Many Games. The Old Republic. Yeah, see, I'm just dirge. He gave me, or he had like a big bin of stuff, and he said, "Hey, you guys can just have whatever you want out of this." That's what happens at the end of the. A lot of that seems to happen at the end of the conventions. You know, last day, people don't want to take a bunch of shit home, so they just say, "Hey, you can have this for a couple bucks or whatever." And I got a one of my I don't know where he is. He's one of my favorite characters. Oh, there he is. Just dug that out of the box, took him home. 9 Numb. Dude, I love seriously, Battlefront, the 2015 Battlefront. This is who I played with constantly. I love him. Love 9 Numb. And I love the emote. Do you like the laugh? It's great. But no, in Battlefront you could hit you hit different emotes, and there was one that was it was the stormtrooper going no, from Revenge of the Sith. Well, when he does it, he goes nay, and it's so damn cute that I used to do it all the time, like all the time. We lose, nay. It was so freaking funny. You just ripped Battlefront 2 to install on the SSD on your PS2? I played that a lot. Jar Jar is immortal. Yeah, he didn't become, it wasn't necessarily a clown. I mean, I guess he is a clown. But it was kind of a sad story. The end. Wonder what Jar Jar was doing during the sequel trilogy? High, maybe? You can see him mouthing the exact words Padme is saying like he's controlling her. Is Jar Jar Darth Plagueis reincarnated? No. I don't. It's kind of funny, but no, I don't think there's anything to that. It's meant to be a sad thing, and that's part of the reason why he's so. I don't know. I guess I feel for the character of Jar Jar, and I feel for Ahmed Best, so much that when somebody talks bad about Jar Jar, it kind of hurts me a little bit, because I know Ahmed Best went through some crap because of how he was treated after the prequel trilogy, and I don't know, man. It's a weird thing. You should see that clip of Jar Jar. It's very strange. Jar Jar was just a useful idiot. I mean, he was manipulated by Palpatine. If only Amidala was here. That whole thing. No, yeah. Even his fighting style is named the Drunken Monkey. So let's go over some just some of the stuff that happened this week, as far as some of the news. I've shown a little bit, but this one was the big one where I got really excited when I saw this. Oh, my face is gone. Hi. Okay. Vince Gilligan's next series starring Rhea Seehorn lands at Apple TV Plus with 2-season order. Yes. Look, if you haven't seen Breaking Bad or Better Call Saul, you totally should. You totally should give it a shot. I love those shows, and I think Rhea Seehorn was fantastic in that show, And the fact that they're going to be working together, Gilligan is, of course, the creator of Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, and used to work on the X-Files. So, and she deserves her own show. What a great actress. I love her. I think she's great. Does it actually say anything about... Hold on a second. Described as a blended, grounded genre drama. So no name, no synopsis, no nothing. We don't know. But yeah. Did I like El Camino? I mean, it was okay. It didn't have that, you know? Would you like Vince Gilligan to write and direct a Star Wars movie? It's a good question. The guy's a hell of a storyteller. And because of his work in television, I think that translates really well to, and I'm talking about budgetary restraints, timing, all that kind of thing. All of those skills translate over to making movies. And then, of course, you've got people like Ridley Scott, for example, who got his start making commercials and music. Well, mostly commercials. And then Tony Scott making music videos. David Fincher making music videos. All of those skills translate over to making a good film. Now, of course, story is the most important thing. Story. If your story's not good, your characters aren't good, your movie's not going to be good. Don't care how much money you put into it. All of those things are important. Story and character. But the good thing is Vince Gilligan is really, really good at story and character. So yes, to see him use those skills in the Star Wars universe would be great. I mean, it's really hard for me to think of someone who I wouldn't want to see what their idea of Star Wars is. Like, I mean, Quentin Tarantino. Yeah, I'd love to see what he would do. Would it be good? I have no idea, but it would be interesting to, hey, Quentin. Yeah, what's up, man? What's up, man? All right. He says all right all the time, right? I'd love to pick his brain and go, hey, say Disney came to you with so much money and said, you get to make a Star Wars movie. What would it be about? Would it be about the Star Wars underworld, under Jabba? Would it be about, I don't know. Rob Zombie. Oh, God. I didn't like El Camino because I felt Jesse didn't deserve that ending. I mean, I don't know about deserve. That's hard for me. Like, especially when, a lot of times when a beloved character dies or whatever, I have a hard time going, yeah, that's the story. That's the way it had to go. It was the story. And to me, they didn't pay me to write the story. They paid them to write the story. That's the story they came up with. So there you go. So like when people were mad, like when spoiler alert for Last Jedi, when Luke died at the end, I was like, well, yeah, of course, that's what they were moving toward. People were mad that they killed Luke. I'm like, no, it makes sense. In the story. Follow the story. That's the way it had to end. But anyway. Sorry, Oscar. Sorry. I love The Sopranos. Magnus. Sorry, not Marcus. Love The Sopranos. Reign of the Huts, written and directed by Quentin Tarantino. I'm down. Get Limp Bizkit's lead singer out of here. Favorite Quentin Tarantino movie? That's tough, man. So many good ones. Matt Robin just subscribed. I'm not even sure if he's watching, but if you are watching, Matt, thank you for that subscription. Kill Bill. See, I love Kill Bill. My favorites are, I love Kill Bill. I love Pulp Fiction. I like Inglourious Bastards. I like Django. I really love Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And I know that I think you have to be a certain age for that movie to hit. If you're 40 and up, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood has the chance to hit you harder than it would, say, a 20 something. But I love it. Sherry Zombie would be the main character and probably a naked Jedi. No. Yeah. Get Zombie out of here. Sorry. Zombie, I'm sorry. There's nothing that Rob Zombie has done that gives me I'm talking about a competent director now. So Rob Zombie doesn't count. No. Christopher Nolan? Sure. Love to see what he would do with Star Wars. I mean, wouldn't you? Wouldn't you want to see that? Steven Spielberg do a freaking Star Wars movie? Yes. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Done. Let's go. Move it. Go. Who else? You know who you know who would make a very, very interesting Star Wars movie? Wes Anderson. What kind of Star Wars movie would Wes Anderson make? That could be interesting. Peter Jackson. David Fincher. Yes. I would probably say my favorite, going back though, Quentin Tarantino, it's got to be Pulp Fiction. It's got to be. It's the one that I've watched the most. It's got to be. But Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is right there for me. I love that movie so much. It's so good. The first time I watched it, I was kind of like, I don't know about this movie. But then after watching the movie again and then reading his book, the book makes the movie better. So, there you go. Everyone in that show had a sad, tragic ending, so he should have too. He helped create the meth empire for Walt. I get it. I totally get you, Wraith. And didn't care what happened until it happened to him, aka a kid he knows dies or gets hurt. I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. But I think a lot of people wanted that ending for him. But I totally get what you mean. It's really tough though. With werewolf, wait, I'm trying to figure out with werewolves or hobbits. Peter Jackson? Are you talking about a Star Wars movie with werewolves or hobbits? Could never get through Pulp Fiction. Well, I don't know, man. I don't know what to tell you. That movie's great. It was one of the first movies where I looked at how much time was left. The first time I watched it, I rented it on VHS from Kroger. That's how long ago. It was the first movie I'd ever seen where my goal at looking at the back of the box to see how much time was left wasn't because I wanted it to be over. I wanted to see how much was left because I wanted it to keep going. It's the first movie I'd ever done that with. I love that movie. Since Disney owns Star Wars and National Geographic, they should make Star Wars nature documentaries. They actually have something like that. I can't remember what it's called, but they have something like that where it's just 5 minutes of a drone on Endor or on Hoth or different scene. It's really cool. World is it Star Wars Worlds? It's really cool. It's a cartoon series we would watch at Disney World. Yeah, but I'm talking about something that's on Disney Plus right now. And I think it's called Star Wars Worlds. The meeting habits of Tauntauns on Hoth, or the migration of Banthas. Of course, Richard Attenborough will have to narrate. Who is the worst human being? Tony Soprano or Walter White? God. I think that the biggest difference is, man, that's tough. Because think about it. You've got you've got somebody, Tony Soprano, who never apologized for anything that he did. He was who he was, and that's the way it was. And then you've got Walter White, who tried to be someone who he really wasn't, and lied to family, friends, everyone. It almost seems like Walter White might be the worst human being. Tony Soprano was almost completely honest about who he was. It's a weird question, but I don't know. Can someone tell me what the Band-Aid in the back of the head in Pulp Fiction is for and what's in the suitcase? We're not meant to know. I mean, of course, there's all the rumors about the soul being ripped out of his head, and it's a soul that's in the case. It's one of those, it's a MacGuffin, complete MacGuffin we're never meant to know. When I saw that there was an hour and 15 minutes left in Labyrinth, I closed it and deleted it. Why are you bringing up Labyrinth again? Oh, because I was talking about Pulp Fiction. I love Labyrinth, man. I'm sorry, Magnus. There's nothing you can say about Labyrinth that could make me dislike that movie. It's great. Briefcase contained the soul of Marcellus Wallace. Band-Aid on the back of the head is where the soul was extracted. Yeah. But it's all fan whatever. I mean, it could be. It's not important to the story. It's meant to be that thing that keeps you interested, you know? It's that tantalizing not knowing, which is really fun. Tony at least kept his family together. Tony had limits. Walter will mow down anyone that prevented his progress. I mean, I said Tony, but longer I think about it, it might change. Right. It's an interesting question. For sure. Yeah. Magnus said I had bad taste. I mean, I do, but at least I like things. Yeah, Magnus likes to be the what do you call that? The other side of the coin. I would like to see what Rob Reiner would do with a Star Wars movie. The problem with Rob Reiner is he's so out of practice. I think it'd be interesting, but I don't know. What has he directed lately? The sniper scene from Full Metal Jacket is the biggest enigma in film history. To me, it was a twisted parody on the JFK shooting. The sniper scene. Possibly. I hadn't really thought about it that way. Well, you know, again, it's some people, you know, they like that. They like to do things on the internet they wouldn't do in real life, and that's fine. But just know that, you know, you get to a point, somebody's going to call you out on it. You know what I mean? So, as long as he's cool with that, I'm cool with that. But anyways, guys, my throat is killing me, and I can feel myself draining. So I think we'll call it. Again, I want to say to each and every one of you, and if anybody made it to the end, if they were watching this on the replay and you made it here, thank you. I really, you just don't understand how much I appreciate that anybody watches me. It's just, I really do appreciate it. And talking with you guys is so much fun that I have seriously considered that we just need to do this like 3 times a week because I love it so much. But I don't think I could do that. It's oh man, it's too much. But I really appreciate you guys being here. I love talking with you guys. Thank you so much for the support. You sitting here watching this, seriously, it helps out the channel. I don't know if you know that, but it does. So thank you. Thank you guys so much. And yeah, you guys have a great weekend, and we'll talk more on Tuesday of next week and stuff and things. So bye, guys.